Yeah. What up, though? What's popping? What's that? And what's going on? You back in the lab with your favorite neighbor. It's your man, marqnash. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. He is I am he. Yeah, man, we're going to talk about it. Look, shout out to my girl, Queen P. Sent me this topic, and she asked me, hey, marqnash, basically saying, is marriage about love or is it a business? She said, is marriage about love? Is it a business? Should you treat marriage more like a business? She also asked, should Valentine's Day be only for women? If it should include men, how and what would a man like? She also sent me, what was the other question? She said, thoughts about marriage of convenience. How does one feel about a marriage of convenience? And would one consider it in this day and age? So shout out to my girl, Queen P. We're going to talk about all of that and more. Let me run the show intro. Pour me a glass of wine, and we'll be right back after this. It's your man, marqnash, another great episode of Breaking Beats. Yeah, man, we'll probably get into this, see how it goes. And worst case scenario, man, we'll have game night and we'll do current events. But let's see how this goes. Let's talk about it. It's your man, marqnash, Breaking Beats. Let's go.
This is my passion. This is what I love to do. But some days, sometimes, I'm just like you, man. I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job. From a good dream I awake, sun rays on my face, planning out my day, hoping this ain't the one that I catch a case. I feel so good, I feel so straight. My manager keep calling me saying, hurry up, you late. Hurry up, you lay off. Y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Been trying to play it cool, but it's hard to play it off. I've been hanging on to this bullshit, cause my car still ain't paid off. I know I'm on my way up. My boy just got laid off, so y'all, man, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. These hoes here so ratchet. These niggas here so sneaky. Y'all don't even really pay enough for y'all to only pay bi-weekly. I'm trying to double up my cash. Take this job, shove it up your area. Yo, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. We're the reason why your stockholders always stay afloat. Yet I'm asking, are they hiring? Like everywhere I go, schedule will say 9, but I think it's fine if I clock in at 9:04. I work 40 hours a week plus overtime just to be bro. So y'all, man, I hate this job. Hate that I applied. So much has transpired since the day that I was high. Told me I could advance, but you were telling me lies. Gotta give your notice before I quit, but you don't say shit right before I'm fired. Damn, man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. You and your procedures, you and your protocol, you and your policies, none of that shit don't apply to me. You and your quotas, you and your standards, you and your 2 sick days a year. Y'all niggas bananas. Wonder why the postman's posted with hammers, going postal with Popo on camera. His wage got him enraged, stressed out, it's hard to maintain. He flips the middle, grabs his. He said, if you don't get the picture, I quit, you ain't shit, mother. Man, I hate this job. Sometimes I wanna say, walk in and slap my boss. This shit is getting hard. Damn, I hate this job. Gotta make it out of this struggle, bruh. And I don't really mean to take it out on you. You just a customer, but damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Look, man, I hate this job. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. I'm out here trying to take care of my family. Damn, I hate this job. It's not always glamorous, for real, but I do what I gotta do for me and mine, you know? Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate this job. Damn, I hate my job. Damn, I hate this job. I'm just like you, nigga. Damn, I hate this job. Man, I hate this job. Man, I hate my job.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and or the hosts. They do not explicitly nor necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during the program. Basically, if I didn't say it, don't come for me. You come for the person who said it. And please don't sue me for somebody else's words. With that said, let's start the show, motherfucker.
This that squad sound.
Yeah. What up, though? What's popping? What's happening? What's going on? You're back in the lab with your man, Marqnash. He is I am he. Another great episode of Breaking Beats. What's the deal? How you feel? What's up, neighborhood? What's good? Yeah, man. So this topic was sent to me by my girl, Queen P. And she sent me this email. She said, Marqnash, is marriage about love or is it about business? She also said, should you treat marriage more like a business? Another question she had in the docket, should Valentine's Day be only for women? If it should include men, how and what would a man like? All right, so these are some topics that she sent. She also said, thoughts about marriage of convenience. How does one feel about it, and would one consider it in this day and age? The link is out there. Pull up, chop it up with me. I'm gonna open the phone lines up, and I'm gonna get you guys. You can call in and give me your take, or you can join the panel. I'm glad she brought this up. There was a couple little things in this that stood out to me, and thought it was an interesting topic, especially coming off the Valentine's Day right now. So we didn't really do a quote unquote Valentine's Day episode, so I guess this will be it. So I guess this will be the side chick episode since Valentine's Day is over, right? So. You know, the side chicks always get their gifts late. Respectfully. Like, yeah, you know, I'm with my real family today. Yeah, this was gonna be a fun one. It should be a wild show. It should be a fun show. So I got a survey going in the chat already. Let me take a screenshot of that. And I'm asking the neighbors, is marriage about love or is it business? The options are A is love, B is business, C is both, D, neither. So that's what we have with it so far with the vote. So we'll tune in and we'll check on that as the show progresses. Shout out to my guy, Uncle Kenny. What up, Unc? What's the deal, Unc? How you feel?
What up?
Shout out to Uncle Kenny. Shout out to my guy, that guy Eclipse.
What up?
Shout out to D-Ray.
What up?
How y'all feel, man? Yeah, change of pace right here. Yeah, we switched it up on y'all. Yeah, very good topic right here. Shout out to Queen P for sending this one in. I found this article, and I'm gonna go through a couple things that I saw in this article, and I thought it was interesting that the way I didn't know certain people look at marriage a certain way. Now I guess maybe I'm naive, right? Maybe I'm naive because I know my wife didn't marry me for money, looks, none of that. She gotta love my goofy ass. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't married me for my looks or no money. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right, let me see what he's saying in the chat. He said, respect the side pieces and the sneaky links of the world. They're essential out here. Absolutely. They're doing essential work. For sure, for sure. Let me see what they say, though. Shout out to everybody who's pulling up, though. I'm interested in this topic, but let me see. Make sure I got the phone line open before I go to this article. I want to read an excerpt or two from this article and see what you guys think of this. Let me see. Make sure I found it. Here we go. This article is actually telling you should treat marriage more like a business. I'll read through a couple of these and you'll see if you agree or disagree. I didn't know. Let me see. What date is this article? Okay, this is a little outdated too. This is 2017. Always try to consider when they wrote the article. So, I want to see where they start. Okay, marrying a stranger. What do you know before the big day? Nah, that's not the part of the article. Looking for this part of the article. But let me ask you this. Do you guys think arranged marriages, before I get to that part, like, do you think the way we date and the way we get married, do you think we can learn something from people who have, I guess you would call an arranged marriage? Seems like some of those last a little longer, right? We'll talk about it. Let me get right to it. Let me find this article. Where is it at? Okay. Well, while I'm trying to get to that, I'll find it. Let me just keep the mic going. Let me ask you this. What do you think makes a marriage last? Whether it was a traditional marriage or like one of those on TV, or if it's an arranged marriage, what do you think make marriages last? Some would say it's as simple as trust, commitment. Some would say no romance without finance. I've heard it all. I've heard some people say, hey, I got the money. I can take care of this. I just need you to be there for me. I need you to trust me. I need to be able to trust you. So I guess for each person, it's a different thing. I learned, I know some people say, hey, it's all about finding what's important to you, finding a willingness to work hard and work towards those things with your partner. I think a person's values, such as integrity, those kind of traits, those are things that certain things aren't going to be, you can't work on. They either got it or they don't. Certain personal values like integrity, you can't work on that, in my opinion. But I'll digress for a second. Got my guy, that guy Eclipse. What up, my G? What's the deal? How you feel?
Oh, man, I'm feeling real great, man. What's going on, neighborhood, man? Shout out to Queen P, man. Great topic. Great topic.
Talk to me.
Man, I don't know if I'm a good source on this. I done bumped my head 1,000 times, but I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. I keep trying, but I do believe that you should treat it like a business, and if you really are trying to, in the Bible it says when a man and woman come together, they become one flesh. So you should look at yourselves like a brand and really, have a more business aspect to how you go about your business. And to what you said earlier, I have seen, unfortunately, and it's sad. I don't know if it's sad or good. I don't know, to be honest with you. But I've seen more marriage and conveniences. They seem to have a longer shelf life than the Hallmark card that a lot of us aspire for and were sold, by Western society. I don't know. I'm weird about the whole monogamy thing. I don't think it's natural to human beings as an animal, like in our natural state. I don't think monogamy is our natural state. I think that's a choice. I think that's a choice that we as society, we started living monogamous lives in certain cultures, and that started becoming a dominant thing that people still have subscribed to. But I don't think that's our natural state, men or women.
Let me ask you this. Yeah, naturally we attract to other people, but shoot, we all know that we got a lot of things out there that aren't natural. You go out here just going out there in your natural state, you gonna catch natural AIDS.
Yeah, full blown.
You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You gonna catch natural herpes, nigga. You gonna get natural gonorrhea. So
Right.
you can't just be out here all natural with the folks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I agree with you 100%. Like it's that, like let me go on and recall the one of that guy's classic rules. Okay, 2 hoes in a house don't make a home. It makes a whole house. And so if it's gonna be a whole house, you got to keep it pimping. I swear to God, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna say this long after I'm be in my grave, and I'm gonna come out my grave screaming at these young people, man. Like boys and girls, listen. I get it. When you're young, you having fun, or when you're grown, you can do what you want. But listen, there's a way to play. You dig what I'm saying? And I do believe that, yeah, if she's still out there, she's still like, people being up in her face and she up in somebody's face, and you still out here liking yourself a little attention, then y'all got to keep it real with yourselves and really have that conversation as a relationship, or that's eventually going to be a problem. And if you're going to say you're okay with it, then you got to keep it pimping, which most people ain't going to do. Let's keep it real. So it's like basically you play safe, or, just realize it's a contact sport.
I always find, though, a lot of people, when I hear them use the phrase marriage is just a piece of paper, it kind of always makes me kind of raise the eyebrow at how selective people can be on what pieces of paper make a difference and what don't. Like we'll put ourselves in, into $1,000 in debt over a piece of paper that we say is we're educated, or to say, hey, I got a nice car. The car ain't even worth that no more. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of, often too, I believe that when people say, oh, marriage is just a transaction, it's just a business transaction. Sometimes, now I ain't gonna say often, I'll say sometimes, or what I've seen in my experience. It's usually when it doesn't work out for people.
I agree with you 75%.
I wasn't, but go ahead. You take it. I wasn't quite done. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. No, I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying I lost my spot. Go ahead. I write it down next time. Go ahead.
I will say this though, marriage. I'm quoting the great comedian Gerard Carmichael. Is marriage, inviting someone to a wedding is sometimes very fucking rude. Okay, because now I got to do all this shit and just to watch you make a goddamn decision.
Well, the decision is already made if you at the wedding, right?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I got to get a tux and shit, call off work, all this shit.
Man, I love going to weddings, bro. Especially if
I love them. I'm just being
funny. If it's a real wedding, I'm going, because that means they got open bar, they got some good food, we're gonna have some dancing. Yeah, but if it's just some, come on, man, come on, bro, don't invite me to that shit at your at the backyard. That shit ain't no wedding. It's a barbecue. It's a barbecue. Yeah. It's a formal barbecue that you got at the house. That ain't no wedding.
Yeah, they already got married 2 weeks ago down at the courthouse. Now they try to have a cookout in the backyard and shit.
Right
want us to get dressed up to walk up the street. Hey, just a bitch.
Hey, look, in the backyard, I got to get my Stacey Adams dirt. No, bro.
Right, exactly. No, they ain't got their lawn taken care of, man. They got that damn pit bull running around the damn yard.
Right. Dirt everywhere. Like, where do I put my gun at on the tux? If it's in your hood, at your house, I can't go without the pistol.
Yeah, come on, man. Now I'm sitting here dressed up to the nines with a damn 40 Glock on me, trying to play dominoes with your uncle. This don't even look right. I'm going home, man.
Yeah.
Y'all been together 4 years, man. Y'all gonna make me go through all this shit.
Yeah, but it be like that, man. Some people want the show. They like the I guess the theater of the marriage. Do you feel do you feel so you don't feel marriage and weddings? I know you said it's not natural. Do you feel like they're important?
I do. Honestly, I do feel like it is important. It is important evolutionary state for both the individual male and the female to have a positive, loving and relationship with a significant other. Not just trying to preach like heterosexual norms, but I do believe that is a like something that, you know, the human development. If you're a man, you've got to at some point be able to have a positive, healthy relationship with a female, you know, and I'm not just talking about like your sister. You feel what I'm saying? Like at some point as a female, you've got to be able to have a healthy relationship with a man that's not your cousin, or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I do think a lot of people get caught up in the narrative. I think that, you know, everybody's doing it for the gram. So a lot of people, you know, I think there's way too much pressure on marriage. I think a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. And that's why I think it should get approached like a business, because forever, ever, that's a mighty long time. And a lot of people aren't willing to grow with somebody. And so, you know, I mean, shoot, just ask yourself, anybody in the neighborhood right now that's over 30 years old, I mean, how cool are you with your original high school clique?
Well, that's a different age group too, though, right? Can you, like you?
Well, no, if you're over 30 years old, that means that's 15 years right there.
No, you're missing the point, though. Let me explain.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The person you are then, you haven't really found and settled into yourself. Usually now, like if you say somebody from the army or like somebody that you know from college, those relationships usually last longer because now you guys are usually more like-minded. In high schools, 15, 16, 17, 18, you still don't know who you are. By the time you 23 and 22, you should know more who you are, and you should just be building blocks on who that person is for the rest of your life. Versus you can be a high school kid and be totally different years later. But go ahead.
No, but that adds to my point. So let's say you get married 25, 20 in your late 20s, 25, 27 years old, okay? You know, you're grown, you into yourself, but you're still learning. You know, the 27-year-old is not going to be the 37-year-old you. You know, you're going to continue to grow. And a lot of people, they're not willing to grow with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this not just in relationships, but just even in business relationships, you know. Some people want to stick to the stick. Some people want to go in a different direction. You know, these things happen. So the best thing is to find somebody, like I said, it is a confirmation. Like, you know, that's one of the things that's so beautiful when you see, you know, them old people who, we've been married 60 something years. And, you know, it's beautiful because for better or worse, they made it work, you know. And nowadays society, I think a lot of people were too busy to quit. We have instant gratification and over desensitization to just, you know, moving on and everything like that. And I think that a lot of times that, we don't really want to see things through. And I got to give credit to anybody who makes that commitment and sees it through. Like, for real, that's amazing. It may not be the life for me, but, you know, I'll never shit on it.
All right, for those who pulling up, we got a survey in the chat. I'm asking you guys, is marriage about love or is it a business? Is it love? Is it business? Is it both? Is it neither? So take advantage of that survey and let me know what you think. It's your man marqnash. I got my guy, that guy Eclipse here. Make sure I got this phone lines open. Call in, let me know what you think. 44692-1766, 44692-1766. It's your man marqnash, that guy Eclipse. Yeah, baby, it's going down. Having a good conversation over here. Let me see what they're saying in the chat. Con Sharner says, seriously, you need to be able to have compatible balance of love life and a financial life. I'm a proud stepdaddy of 5. Shout out to King Kunta. HLD, he said, when a man gets on bended knee to propose for marriage, it's about love. Does business come into play afterwards? Yes, but it's about love at first. Okay. Shout out to Nick Rich. He said, what up? What up to you, my sister? How you feel? What's the deal?
What up?
Talk to me. Let me know what you think of this topic. King Kunta said, we need to go back to the hood and turn these women into wives and give the kids stepdad they always needed. I'm straight, bro. I'm straight. No, man. This is controlling.
It sounds good, right?
This is controlling.
King Kunta trying to be Mr. Clyde. You know, everybody got that Mr. Clyde who was always around the house fixing stuff. dropping off a little money.
Yo, this dude is trolling. Okay. Let me
That's
see.
King Clyde. That ain't King Kunta.
Let me see. Case what? So I've been with my wife for 34 years. That's what's up. That's super dope, Uncle Kenny. Let me make sure I got my subscribers only on, man. I can't be up here with y'all tonight, man. I'm gonna lose some people, but the right people gonna be here. Let me make sure I get that subscribers.
They already early.
Cause tripping, that's my fault. I'm supposed to have it on subscribers only. You don't supposed to talk to me unless you at least subscribe. You can unsubscribe after that, but that first 5 minutes you got to sit here, homie. You tripping? Yeah. Let me get back to it.
Shout out to King Kunta though.
Yeah, that's the reason for it though.
I know exactly. Shout out to King Kunta.
Absolutely, keeping me on point. Thank you, King Kunta, for keeping me on point.
Yeah, what I mean.
HLD, what up? He said I'm straight, bro. All right, dudes, I'm straight, bro. I'm good.
Hey yo, he doing sounded straight like a rescue ranger out here, like he had the cape and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was standing on the edge of the building just waiting to hear like somebody scream, "Help me." Dun, dun, dun.
Deuce said this is a good topic. Call in, Deuce. Let me know what you think about it. Or let me know in the chat. Let me get rid of this one right here. Shout out to my guy, Right Side. What up, Right Side? Shout out to Jashawn Brown. What up, Jashawn? Conshawnery. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Let me see what Rob's saying. Rob said marriage is about commitment. Marriage is right. We know it's a commitment, but is it more than that? Like, here's the thing. What's the way? I mean, yes, commitment, bro, but is it more like, do you want to be in that commitment? I mean, some of those commitments you get into and you don't want to do them. Well, I joined the army, but if I could go ahead, bro. You cut me off again, man. Go ahead, man. You're making me lose my point, bro. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I thought I was muted, but no, it's a commitment that I do think that people don't really think about. Like when you go out of the emotion of it, emotions come and go. And as strong as love is, love conquers all. Love is still also an emotion. So there's got to be more than just love there. And there's got to be a willingness to understand that person that you're making that commitment with. Because forever is a mighty long time. Sorry, Mark.
No, you good. You good. Yeah, I forgot it already. I'll be forgetting, man. Conshawnery said, I've been with the same woman for 22 years, never married, but you don't need that piece of paper from the city hall in order to exist in a union with a partner. Very true, Conshawnery. The problem comes in when somebody who's going to handle your affairs if it's not written. A lot of times they just won't just let her take care of. Do you have children? They're going to tell them they're next to the kin. Like, who gets your property if something's to happen to you? Who makes the decisions about your health care and your life? I think that part right there is important as far as the marriage. Like, who keeps it going if something was to happen to you? Do y'all have children together, Con? And if so, how old are your children? Deuce Time said marriage is about love. Whoa, not the West Coast gangster. What? Deuce what? Deuce said marriage is about love, not the Snoop Dogg fan. That's why I posted it tonight too. Matter of fact, we're gonna end this one in about 30 minutes. Deuce, pull back up. We're gonna do that hip hop talk. We're gonna give Snoop Dogg his flowers. We're gonna put them Snoop Dogg albums in order. I think that's what we're gonna do. Probably gonna do that after this. But just stick around. Go ahead, Clips. Can you believe that Deuce, out of all people, said marriage is about love?
Nah, I can believe that. I just typed in like gang banging and all. That's all about love. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe in love. Like I tell you, like I really do. I really do believe that love is a real thing. I just understand that there's got to be more than just that. That emotion. It's a sweet emotion. It's a great high, but it's got to have more to it because I think that in the mix of getting caught up, a lot of people, people nowadays, they don't control their feelings. And so now, if you go and making a commitment to a feeling that you're not even in control with, yeah, this is probably going, it's probably going to fizzle and burn out. And I think that's in Western society, that is kind of what relationships are based on a lot of times. Is this notion, this construct, and the actual real meat and bones of actually living with somebody and being their partner, that kind of escapes a lot of people. Some people get a competitive sense about it. That's why you hear like couples arguing over money, and things like that. Some people just really enjoy being by themselves when it comes to certain things, and some people really just never learned or are not able to really share all of themselves with anybody. And so these are things that you got to understand, because if you just go on a feeling, now you committed to somebody who know they can't share all themselves, and trust me, it's gonna come out, whether it's year 2 or year 20, it's gonna come out.
What part is gonna come out?
Whatever's there, like whatever, what I'm saying, like say if somebody is not really committed to this partnership, now whatever, it's all gonna come out, because if you're married to somebody, then it's not, you get it. This ain't high school. This ain't like, you write on a piece of paper where you go out with me and then, you meet them at the lockers and say we broke up and just walk away and move about your life. Like, when you marry, now you're going to have to sit in that courtroom. Now you're going to have to figure out assets, God forbid, if there's children involved, So I really do think that marriage should still be held in a certain sanctified place, because I think people don't enter into it with the level of severity, seriousness that they should, and that's why most modern marriages don't work out. And that's on both sides. That's on both sides, for real.
All right, phone lines open: 470-705-9507, 470-705-9507, or you can call 404-692-1766. Again, that other number is 404-692-1766. Call me. Let me know what you think of this topic. Is marriage about love, or is it about business? Or is it both? Is it neither? Is it just a piece of paper? Another topic she had on the docket. Let me ask you this. Hey, what's your thoughts on a marriage of convenience? And now, are you familiar with that term?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that term. I'm a military brat born in the 80s.
Okay, break it down for the people who don't know.
Marriage of convenience could be anything like a financial arrangement where one or the other is financially well, to where it's like, listen, I gotta, for whatever reason, I'm gonna choose you to be my wife on paper, but I still play and do my thing. Alluding to being a military brat in the 80s, in the pre Don't Ask, Don't Tell, there were a lot of military marriages of conveniences where, the lady's a lesbian or the guy's gay, but pre Don't Ask, Don't Tell, you could lose everything if you was in the military, if just credible rumors came out about you not being heterosexual. So growing up in that military lifestyle, you had a lot of people where, that was a running joke that their parents were, that their parents were in a marriage of convenience. And
so what are your thoughts on a marriage of convenience?
I've seen.
Hold on. Let me finish the question. And how do you feel about one in this modern age, in today's age? Go ahead.
I think that honestly, the way a lot of the younger people that I see and encounter live, if they could get to a level of emotional maturity, that probably be their safest bet. I have seen more marriage of conveniences have lasted longer than traditional marriages in my personal experience, but I'm jaded. I come from a world where that was kind of something that was just something that people joked about.
Okay, Conshana say he got a 26-year-old son. Cool. That's dope. And y'all been together 22 years. How many years? Hold on. Let me get the math now. How many years y'all been together for same woman for 22 years, but y'all got a 26-year-old son together? How'd that happen?
They had a break. It was on and off, I guess.
You said I've been with the same woman for 22 years, never married. How y'all got a 26-year-old child together? I thought, or is that from a different person? My math is wrong, I guess. Leave out and alone. Leave out alone. He said that can be mediated, but boom. Taylor Bell said marriage. MVP. Marriage is for love, but business makes its way in. Like it or not, you're legally tied as one, as a couple, and financially. Even if you have separate bank accounts, if you apply for credit card, both do. Okay. Living will. So, case of voice telling. So if you're not married, you need to come on, Uncle Kenny. But let's keep it real. A lot of people don't have no living will. They ain't married. They don't like dealing with paperwork. He said, I'm a gangster and a lover. I think sometimes, though, it shows that you are committed, though, right? Isn't that part of the thing to show that you are locked in? Hey, I'm committed to you. You committed to me. We can't just get up and leave. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I agree. I mean, the marriage does. It makes it deeper. I mean, it definitely makes it a whole lot deeper. It's not just like, yeah, she got a key to my apartment, or yeah, that's my regular. Like, no, that's my wife. But I do also believe that ring don't change nothing. There's plenty of rings in the closets. You feel what I'm saying? Where you know it really depends on who you're marrying, not the fact that you married her. I think that a lot of people, they're like I said, they so busy trying to be like Oprah. You should have had that sound drop for this one. I was married now. I was married now. They so busy trying to run around and do that they ain't thinking about, the families they marrying themselves into, who they marrying. And once again, forever a mighty long time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I really think that a lot of people really should, kick the tires and check the Carfax and really be honest, not be honest with their partner, but more importantly, be honest with yourself. If there's certain things that you like or whatever like that, however it is, some goofy stuff. You need to be honest with yourself. Like, is that going to work? And if you feel like it does, give it a shot, man. I mean, come on, man. We love love, man. Love's awesome. Who doesn't love love?
HLD said he's talking about the possible consequences of marriages, but not the reason why you get married. Is it love or business?
I mean, I think it's got to be both for it to work. I mean, you could do a lot of things for business reasons, like in the case of a marriage of convenience. And look at your girl Julia Fox. She looked at Kanye. She looked at Kanye like a quick little record deal or a 3-month, a couple month jail bid. You feel what I'm saying? She went on and got on and blew up off that and kept it moving. All right, but is that a good recipe for long-term success? So, I think that no, you need to look at somebody that as much as you can care about somebody, can you grow with this person? And that's what I'm coming at. Like, you could love somebody, anybody in the right here and now. Everybody has their moment. I just noticed, in my at my old age, I've seen that a lot of people, they'll change. And the question is, will they be willing to change with you? Or in the Bible, as they say, are you unevenly yoked? You know what I'm saying? You can love this person to death, and do you have that maturity in your love to realize that, hey, she's going this way, I'm going this way? And can you find a way to support her? And she found a way to support you, even though y'all going in different paths. Some people are able to dance that delicate dance, and I applaud them. Some people are able to move together in unison, and I'm in awe of them. Most people don't consider these things. That's what my point is, HLD.
All right, good point. Let me see what they saying. Let's see. Nick Rich, he said, I would like to understand how marriage is a business. Tell us why it's not. Nick Rich, call in or join the panel. Because some people are saying, I've been hearing that a lot, Nick Rich. People been saying that. I mean, but you can quit your job and you ain't got to go to court a lot of times. You can just walk in and say, I ain't coming in today. You can't call out sick on marriage, right? Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Or
But they still will.
Can't be part-time husband. You full-time husband. You full-time wife. It ain't part-time. It's no sick days. I get what you're saying. Nick Rich, you got a good point right there. Call in 470-705-9507, 404-692-1766. Chop it up with us, or you can click the link, join the panel. I would love to hear your take on that. Because I agree to a point, but I've been hearing that for years. Marriage is a business. Marriage, no, it's private business. It's my business. That's the business it is. It's my personal business. I remember when I got married, rest in peace to Bishop Ralph Donnie Grace. He told us at the wedding, I said this on the show several times, but I'll say it again. He said, be careful when you take other people's prescriptions for your marriage, because what may be a cure to them may be poison for you. Never forgot that. And I looked right at my wife. I said, he basically saying, don't put them hoes in our business. I mean, they're telling your mama our business. Don't be telling them hoes. Don't be telling your daddy and your uncles. Ain't none of their business.
I put it like this, especially like whether you're married or you got kids with somebody, it's like you didn't have that kid with your mama. You had that kid with him. You didn't marry.
What's the matter with the dude right before me? Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why we do the DNA test, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you ain't got to do DNA tests. He know those ain't his kids. Like Kunta said, he a stepdaddy to to 5 kids. And I know some dudes like that. While he was joking, probably, I know somebody who married a woman with 4 kids that weren't his. They had a child together. Actually, the first time they got pregnant, they had twins.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen that happen. I'm not gonna knock it.
Never mind. Go ahead.
I mean, growing up. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole bunch of homegirls who had children, and and so I was always that boyfriend who would look out. I never liked to play the stepdaddy role. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes their dads weren't around, and I was around a lot. And the type of person I am, I wasn't gonna just be that dude, just chilling in the living room, telling them to go upstairs like I'm watching the game or whatever bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. I really do believe that the kids need both parents, and I do believe that if the father is trying to be in the child's life, that nobody, not the mother, not society, should have the right to prevent him from doing that. Don't get brand new because you got a new boyfriend, just like he better not get brand new if he gets a new girl.
For sure. Nick Rich, what's up? How you doing, sister?
I'm good. How are you, Mr. Nash?
I'm good, Miss Rich. Talk to me. What's your take on this topic right here? Is marriage love? Is it a business? Is it both? Is it neither?
Well, thank you, first of all, for the topic. I find it very interesting that you cover a wide variety of things, just not from boxing to the music industry, but to even go into these type of conversations. So, first of all, salute to you in that regard. I
Absolutely.
I want to learn a little bit more about the discussion. If anybody else has any ideas on how a marriage is a business, because I don't, I fail to see it. I I see marriage as love, and with that, with sharing your love, with sharing that commitment and making that commitment with a person, um, life is going to naturally follow. So, career goals and pursuits, education, finances, the household, future goals, all of those things come into play as you share your space and you share your life with the person. But but because of those things, I don't, I still to feel, I still fail to see that or define marriage as a business.
Okay, well, good point. If anyone out there believes marriage is a business, I'd love for you to call in or join the panel. Give me your take on it. Clips, do you believe marriage is a business? And if so, can you explain that to the sister why you believe that? I think you said both, right?
I do believe a marriage should be approached as a business. Yes.
Break it down. Break it down.
I believe that the people within the marriage, that couple should view themselves as a brand, and view that marriage, that union, as a venture, and actually really talk to each other, whether they have individual or joint bank accounts, really sit in teamwork like a company would about what are their goals, what is their mission statement, true, and all this begins in the relationship phase. So, if you have a relationship where y'all are, meeting eye to eye, and coming of one mind on a lot of life affecting decisions, blowing up. But then the marriage, then the marriage should move in that way. That's just how I feel.
Okay.
No, yeah. You called my number, bro. All right. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. That was that was my guy, Reggie. He called my number instead of the show number. Let's see if we can get him on the air. But go ahead, Nick. You want to say anything, or you want to wait till the call is over?
Um, I'm just listening in. Again, I'm just trying to make sure that I gain knowledge just through communicating with everybody and as they share their ideas, because I just solely always looked at marriage as love, and then those other things are ancillary to that love.
Right. And that's why I tell people all the time. It's like, look, my wife had to love me because this was the worst business decision she could have ever made. And look, and it won't for looks, it won't for money. She had to love me. I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't not an ugly dude. Let's be clear now. But I mean, I'm no model. But then again, maybe everybody got their own reason for love and reasons for marriage. I know some people say, like Reggie, he said, "Nah, I ain't getting married." I know some brothers like King Agent Mav say, "I ain't getting married. I'm good. Let me get this call and we'll jump in with the rest." Reg, why you ain't join the panel, bro?
Oh man, because I got home late because I had some crap at work. I had to handle.
You know what I'm saying? The link out there now.
In the house.
Oh,
as soon as I walk in the house, my kid's like, "Can you go get me some food?"
Oh,
so I'm running to grab some food.
Talk to me, man. What's your
I'm
take
gonna
on
jump on
topic?
as soon as I get back.
What's your take on the topic?
Man, I think it's kind of blended, because I think in some relationships, even in good ones, they can treat that as a business. As they go in here, they combine things. They look at it from the aspects of business. Just because it's viewed in the aspects of business, people assume like, oh, that's a gold digger type perspective of it. But from the perspective of learning how to secure things, retirement, well thought out couples think about aging. They think about the process of aging, being retired, setting things aside for medical, and those are properly functioning business type agreements in a marriage, because at some point you may have to retire and take care of one another. So those are the aspects. Some people may treat it in the same sense of a business access aspect, which is kind of a failed aspect of taking trips. You just buying me things, and that's the gold digging aspect, which most people view that business side. And in some cases, business-sided relationships can be about love, and they're well clear.
You chopped up, bro. Say that last part.
Yeah. Oh, what part did I miss?
That very last part. The last two sentences.
Oh, that I think some relationships become blended, but I think where love is as equal as the business aspect, but it all plays in part because these are very successful marriages, the very successful relationships that take in well thought out plans when implementing business into the relationship, as well as the love. The love is true between those two, but those kind of shift as we move from generational. We go through these generational shifts. because a lot has changed with the way in which people think. And I've observed this like all the time because I work with seniors every day when I go in. And I see that with certain, even in certain generational groups amongst elders, to where there's the real old couple, the real old elders, you see them as couples, and they learn how to think things out. They're more planned. But as you move kind of towards a younger generation or younger dynamic of what is classed as seniors, their aspect ain't there. And it's more of where women are too self-centered about a lot of things. And you get men who are kind of self-centered. But as we move into this current state, it's all about me, me, me. We moved into the me, me, me generation where people go into a relationship thinking about what you're going to do for me. And even with guys who provide things, they're unwilling to provide it because you're worried about whether or not her love is true or she's just playing you and shit. So that commitment is hard to come by. And especially what we see in Fed Out, especially we live in this Maury era. So it's hard to judge whether or not this woman is true. You hear that, like always, the common joke that runs on social media is the phone, looking into the phone. So it's the commitment shit. And a lot of people in this new age ain't willing to commit. And therefore, women get into shit, it's all about a business partnership. What can you do for me? What can you afford? You broke ass nigga. This is the type of language. So I think generations have shifted a lot of that concept of if love is real or not. But that's my, I don't want to hog it. That's my open on that.
All right, go ahead. Mr. Research joins the panel. What's up, Mr. Research? What's your take on it?
Hey, how you doing? So for me, it's a little bit different. Number one, I'm a guy, so I'm never going to be able to see it the way maybe some of our ladies see it. I'm from the hood, but I got to be international at 19, and I've been international ever since. So I look at everything from bloodline.
Hey, your mic is clipping really bad. It's clipping really bad. Every word you're saying, it got to pop in and click in it.
Hold on for a second.
All right. All right, we live. We'll come back to him. We'll come back to him. But yeah, Nick Rich, let me ask you this while we're waiting for him to get his mic situated. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about anything Reggie said? You want to reply to that? Or you can answer this next question I had on the docket.
Well, first of all, I like the points from Reggie. Those were some good points, particularly when he had mentioned about changes within different generations. And as we are now here in 2022, the typical, quote unquote, typical roles for women and for men have definitely changed throughout the years. Women are more actively involved in earning their keep in the household, just as well as the men. A lot of partners and a lot of couples enter business relationships together or start businesses. That's what me and my husband do. We partner in that regard. So I agree with how he framed his statements, and I agree with that. So.
All right, Mr. Research. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick. Will you finish?
Yeah, but what was your question?
I'm gonna come right back to you on that. I'm gonna see if Mr. Research mic is right. Go ahead, Mr. Research.
Are you able to hear my microphone?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead, sir.
All right. So, like I said, even though I'm from the hood, I got to be international at 19. So I lived overseas for about 4 years doing music. So I look at everything business first. Bloodline is like me and my friends tend to say. We look at everything bloodline. Love comes after. So and my evidence of this, and I'll be really short. My evidence of this is, in Egypt, the first wedding ring was about power. When you look at all those old historical weddings, it was about land and family names, and love came after. Kings and queens, love came after. Here in America, we try to push liking somebody, and hopefully that person turns into a family man. Even the Pakistanis right now are still doing arranged marriages. So for me, it's all about the equally yoked thought process first, and that's just how I see it. I mean, it ain't no hate for the other gender. It's just that I really am trying to protect bloodline at the end of the day.
Okay. Question for you: how do you know if you equally yoked with someone if it was arranged for you?
Very good question. So, you may not know that it's equally yoked. The way people arrange things, and look, everybody has their different way that they do what they do. Some people do it religiously, some people do it through economics, some people do it saying, this family is the got a contract with Coca-Cola, so we're gonna marry into this family that got a hotel empire. Everybody got a different type of ways. At the end of the day, it's all about whether our outcome is happy. So we in America, we tend to do this stuff and end up breaking up and got nothing out of it. I say it like this: if it is arranged, at least the children are going to financially benefit, and there's less issues when those arranged marriages break up. So that's just how I look at it. I mean, like I said, it ain't no knock to nobody who does it religiously or through love. It's just that I'm really focused on bloodline.
Fair enough. Anybody want to reply to that? Reg, you still there? If I go to clips.
Yeah. Let's go to Clips first. Let me put this order in real quick.
All right. Go ahead, clips, and then we'll go to Nick Rich.
I mean, I agree with Mr. Research, and that you got to think about bloodline and longevity. Um, I love both my kids to death, but you know, that wasn't it, and that's why I'm in the situations that I be in. You feel what I'm saying? Just trying to feel like, okay, I have a connection with a person. And so no, moving forward, I know that wasn't a move for me. I can't say what's right for anyone else. I could say that nowadays there's no real true commitment to each other. Somebody commented in the chat about it, like, yeah, they just run like nowadays. It's first sign of trouble. Here's somebody that's there's an oversaturation of options, and there's certain things that are like crazy. Like nowadays, a lot of women are proud to be single mothers, and like that's something to ascribe for. Like Reggie was alluding to where oh well, whatever. Or even men, men, it's okay to, hey man, yeah, I got these kids out here, hey man, bitches be tripping. When it's like, nah, go get your kids. And so it's that crazy little thin line. It's like, is Kanye doing crazy stuff over his kids and wife, or is it like it's crazy that he can't really see his kids and he's got to go through social media while his kids are being paraded around as she goes and flaunts her new relationship? Like there's this crazy dynamic that's going on nowadays where, in the old school, the one thing that there was a lot of repression and a lot of female oppression about it that I will not try to glaze over. But the one thing that I see that we've lost in this era is people don't try to stick things through. They don't, there's no real commitment. There's no sense of bloodline and legacy and whatever. Like nobody cares about things like that.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Nick Rich. Same question.
The first gentleman that was speaking before Eclipse, he brought up some really good points about cultural differences and arranged marriages and different reasons for it. And in Western society, uh, a lot of us are look at marriage usually through the lens of love first, and then the happily ever after because you found love. And to piggyback off what Eclipse was saying was that once you do that, a lot of people don't have the wherewithal to stick it out through the thick and the thin, through the growth process, through understanding that part of yourself essentially needs to, I don't want to say die, but a part of yourself definitely needs to understand that it takes two to tango, and you have to have compromise. You have to be able to recognize, acknowledge, and be willing to change selfish ways. You have to be willing to understand that you're not in this relationship by yourself, getting everything for yourself. It's a two-way street. So I didn't get married young. My husband and I are pretty much the same age, and I'm not a spring chicken. I'm 45 years old,
Damn.
and yeah, shout out to my mama for the good genes. She's super cute.
Melanin.
She's super cute too. So, but we were both pushing 40 when we got married. You know, so there was, you know, both of us had experienced a lot of things in life, and when we connected, there was truth and there was honesty about our lives, and then what we were trying to see in terms of the next chapter in our lives together as a couple. Um, One thing I will say is that I'm happy that I waited as long as I did because there
Chopped
was
up. You chopped
I
up. Say it again.
said I'm happy that I waited as long as I did to get married because I've had engagement rings from three other people before I even got married, and
What?
yeah,
You got
I
three
was always
engagements?
yeah, I 19 years old got engaged, didn't get married. Around 25 got engaged, didn't get married, and then around early 30s got engaged and didn't get married. And I'm very, very grateful that I did not get that I didn't get married to those people because I probably wouldn't be married today. Um, but just understanding that walking into the marriage, once the butterflies, you're going on your dates and you're talking about your past and what you want to do and all that good stuff. Once the decision has been made to marry a person, understand that that commitment is a bond and it's a seal. And once you choose that person, um, first of all, choose carefully and choose wisely. But once you do that, stick it through. Stick it out. No matter what comes though. Um, I am very blessed for my husband. I thank God for him every day. He is literally, in my opinion, the coolest dude I have ever met. The most chill person. So um, that's just kind of my input, and I'll just toss the mic back to whoever else want to talk.
Yeah, opposites attract too, because I believe if I was a real laid back, real calm person all the time, me and my wife wouldn't work out because she's like that. Same thing as with my sister and her husband. My sister and I, she's energetic. Her husband is very he will blend in with the paint on the wall. He would be so quiet in the room, right? My sister, she's a social butterfly. By the time she leave the room, everybody know her name. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but Reg, you back yet? You want to give me a take on this? If not, I'm gonna pass to the Mr. Research.
I'm back because he was speaking about the bloodline and traditions, and I was trying to find more clarity in that. I didn't know if he meant like digging more into what family she come in, like the stock of the family, almost like how the British royals used to do it in history. You got to come from this family, this type of thing. For me, I don't think it matters with that. I think more of the conduct of her, because a woman can come out the project, have an effed up family, but you can really see that she's kind of the concrete roles of her family and shit. Like her conduct is well, and you find beauty. For me, I search for beauty in a woman, and also for her personality and shit, because you can find some women who are very attractive from an external perspective and shit, beautiful face, body, wop. And there's no other substance to her. Attitude fucked up, this and that. So you don't find that. She can come from a great family. What makes a great bloodline? Because she comes from money, but you get a chick from a great background. That's her parents. Her parents turned out well, but that doesn't mean that's her. You can get some rich girls who come from educated background and still be fucked up. So it's just based on how you blend with that person. Their profession not so much matters, but what their pursuits in life is what matters. But you gotta also be in that space, because a lot of times we fuck around and have kids with people and we ain't in that space. You just looking because the body nice, the sex is off the motherfucking charts, and you don't want to let it go. So you try to lock it in, and you be crazy as a damn bat. But as you grow, you begin to not tolerate those things. That could be the possibility, or all things could be great. But I think in some cases, you're willing to work with a person. You're willing to be developed by them. You develop them, and y'all learn from that if you really committed. But to check on bloodlines, where they come from, like, hell, and from my perspective, that shit really don't matter too much or nothing. But you don't want no chick that just comes from raggedy shit. Like, you don't really want to deal with a chick come from an effed up family like that. You got to deal with for the rest of your life. I mean, probably do got to add that in. But some people, I think, deal with the most stress are those who get with a person who comes from these up. I think you just got to weigh it out. And from my perspective, but just find the person you with. But we're going to go through those ups and downs where you just lust over a person. And sometimes you lust over a person and that shit turns into something. You know, finding love is a funny thing, man. There's no rhyme or reason to that shit. It's just, you know, however you roll the dice, that's how the shit can pan out for you. But that's my point on that.
All right, Mr. Research, talk to me now. Mr. Research, you have an interesting journey. Can you explain to us what your journey is and what you got going on right now? I think it's very unique. Very unique. Go ahead.
Absolutely. First of all, I got to applaud that sister for applauding her man in public. You as gentlemen know that it is rare to see some of our ladies, beautiful ladies, applaud their men in such an honorable way. You know, those are the unicorns. I'm quite sure you gentlemen are married to great wives, but we don't.
No, I'm the only one that's married up here.
Okay, we don't publicly see too many ladies, you know, give honor and grace to their gentlemen when they're not around. That is the sign of a unicorn. Look, I tell people all the time. As far as my journey, I'm from the hood. I used to do dirt. One day I just removed myself because the OGs told me I was too smart for the block because, you know, I knew what it was for. It was for you to change your stars and do something different, not to fall in love with the block, not to fall in love with the re-up. And I lived my life that way. So I got exposed early to a lot of sexuality, straight, but a lot of sexuality. And so I didn't go the path a lot of dudes went down as far as hollering at chicks just to smash, because, you know, I was paying to go to orgies. You know, I just was, I put myself in a position where, hey, look, if I want to do X, I'm going to do that all the way. And when I went overseas before the internet, that stuff was everywhere. So that also got me into the mindset of, I'm not getting with a woman for intimacy. I'm getting with a woman because I want to keep her. So hopefully that makes sense. Once again, I got exposed to so much sex to where I stopped being a hunter. I had no reason to be a hunter. I was looking at women for who I want to keep. So by the age of 24, I was in a different dynamic than a lot of other dudes. A lot of other dudes were still hunting. I never cared to. So then I got into 3 great relationships that almost turned to marriage. And one of the reasons that it did not, the first was totally my mistake. But the other 2 was because I still had pride in me. And I was the type of guy to be like, hey, maybe I need to work on something better. I bought books, read how to be a great husband. I've done all that. But then sometimes some ladies, no matter what ethnicity they are, I prefer sisters, but I've dealt with other ones too. Sometimes some ladies just, they're indoctrinated to what they think men should be doing. And they're not indoctrinated to their own self journey, their own self-critique. And you need that if you're going to be part of a team. So I walked away from 2 fiancés, even though I tried to work at it, because I was like, I'm not going to, if I'm self-critiquing myself, if I'm trying to be a better, and we haven't even got there yet, and you're just being inconsistent, and the counselor and the female counselor is telling you you need to do work and you're not doing it, then maybe I made the wrong selection. So then,
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want you to kind of get
I'm
into.
about to get there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then, in 2005, when I left the last lady, I went back to just doing what everybody else does, dealing with ladies. And I said, you know what? Bump this. I need my child. But I saw all the people struggling through courts and all that. And I said, I'm going to have a surrogate baby. Because if the child support is charging somebody's $50,000 and $75,000, why not just pay this $30,000 and go through a child support agency, have a mother carry my child, and then I contacted a place called Surrogacy Roots, and they let you go through the interview, and so you get to interview ladies, find out the match for you, and there's no rush. You're trying to find out the perfect situation for you because this is going to be your child. The paperwork is through the company. I tell everybody not to do it just through no hookup understanding or no, that's not going to hold up in court. Go through a court. I mean, go through a company, and so I'll find a mother afterwards. I'm gonna put my child, whether they're a son or daughter, into whatever class needed to be. I'm gonna make sure if it's a girl, she's surrounded by femininity classes, but we'll find a mother after the fact. It's not that I hate women. I just really am serious about this bloodline. I don't want no judge to separate me from my child. I don't want to have that type of conversation. So this is the best route for me.
So even if you get married, though, you couldn't lose the child in a divorce.
No.
She could say, "Hey, he's unfit, and hey,
Nope.
he's been coming home beating the child. He's been drinking, or he doesn't
Well,
do
if
this."
you're beating the child, that's a different conversation. But just drinking, no.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Girl behind the mic, what do you think of that this topic, and what do you think of what Mr. Research had to say? Basically, he's doing the surrogacy for his child because he doesn't want the court to take the child away. He doesn't want to deal with the child support system. What's your take on marriage being about love, or is it business? Give me your take on this topic, wherever you want to get in it.
All right. Shout out to the panel, Marq Nash in the chat. Queen P, I see you. I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't get a notification. I wanted to link up with Marq Nash's channel tonight, but I made it. Here I am. So I voted that it's both for marriage. In my experience, it, like all things else in life, starts off with great intentions. You love each other and you want to spend the rest of your lives together. And then once you're in the home and you get well acquainted, and this is just my personal opinion, we run our house like a business. My husband is the CEO. No matter how much I bring in or no matter how much he brings in, and I am the chief financial officer, watch over our books. So that's what works for us. That's what we found we work best collectively as. So let me see. So for the marriage part, that's that. But for the surrogacy part, I think to each its own. I mean, if this is what you see desirable for yourself. It is interesting. I needed to Google about the child support part because I think I've read two articles in the past where either like the donor and so forth, it's things to do with such delivery methods, people were in pursuit of the child, or the one lady that did have a baby. This was a sperm donor part, though. She wanted to go seek child support. So I don't know the laws governing that really. I have to do more research. But if that's the reason why you would like to have a surrogate a surrogate child, then yeah, I mean, whatever rocks the boat. Let me see. So that's it, and then I don't want people to get it misconstrued when I say that marriage, like for me, it's been a twofold. We've been together for some time. It'll be 9 years this year, or 10 years. It'll be 10 years this year that would be together. We've been married for 5. Wait, we've been married for 7. Whatever. It's the same thing. But we've been together.
Whoa.
What same thing?
You
Look.
what? Okay.
Okay, I just know that we've been together for 10 years this year.
Man, you ain't married, man. Y'all just go together.
Something
That's
like
your
that.
boyfriend.
Something like that. And
Go ahead, go ahead.
no, but so like that, it started off where we got to know each other, and I know I was coming in early on at the tail end, and for me, it was what I realized in life, because I hung around girlfriends that mattered about the stock of the partner. He's got to come from good stock. But as for my husband, well, now I dabble into spiritual matters. The soul journey is an individual journey. That's why you find people can have a child who are two stand-up parents, but the 14-year-old child could be out here slicing and dicing and killing somebody at 14, because that soul is its own individual soul. It's not a soul part of the mom and dad. It only has the mom and dad's attributes, and then it'll have the patterns and behaviors of the parents. In that sense, for me, it's never been about stock or does he come from good stock? What does his bloodline look like? Because my husband is a rare case. Him and his twin sisters were born to a mother that was in the asylum, and he never had a bond with his mother. He was raised by his great aunt, who in her household raised a lot of children. And so he grew up with all of his cousins. Most of his cousins went to jail, prison, for drug selling. He lost some cousins from that, being murdered and stuff like that. And he always talks about how he used to sleep in his room and there'll be like crack rocks on the window. People try coming to buy some rocks. But my husband chose, and he never grew up with a father. But my husband doesn't drink. He doesn't do any substances. He is so far removed from all of his cousins who all grew up in the same household. And that's why I always say it's important to look at a character and the personality of the person. And I always say that to women, take your time. There's no such thing as a biological clock, because most people will will in a person, a guy. Oh, I'm getting older. I just need a man, or I need a husband. And you don't give yourself enough time to know a person. Take your time to know a person, to see everything about the person. And that's that.
Okay. Mr. Research, they're giving you a little flack in the chat about that.
Oh no, yeah, no problem. Let me
yeah,
answer a
look,
couple.
yeah, go ahead. You see it, but I just want
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
know, like, the chat is gonna troll a little bit. You gotta have thick skin. They pick on me every night.
Oh
Okay.
no, it's all good. You know what? It's always going to be like that for our community. When people say stuff that our community's not used to, the first thing our community loves to do is make fun of it because they don't understand it. I read a lot of African history before Islam came to Africa. You'd be amazed at how united the Africans were, how many tribes did not exist before Islam came to Africa. But if I say that, people who are not used to it be like, oh, that's crazy. I've even heard Africans say that. And then when I show them the information, they like, oh, my parents never told me this. So that's just something our community does. They make fun of stuff that. So I don't take it to heart, man. But let me answer a couple of questions before you go to
Before
the
you do
next
that, I
one.
got a question for you. Can you still get a bad bloodline going through the surrogate process? Isn't it possible?
Well, bad bloodline, what I mean by there's no good and bad. Your child is going to be your child.
Fair enough.
But the Ronald Reagan laws that many men complain about, and many men don't even know it's the Ronald Reagan laws they're complaining about. But the laws were changed by Ronald Reagan, 1969 and 1985. And many of the complaints that men have about women or about marriage are from what Ronald Reagan created. It wasn't like that. And even when Jimmy Carter changed many of the laws, when Ronald Reagan became president in 1985, he changed those laws right back to the way they were. He undid what Jimmy did. Many of the remember the welfare thing about can't have a father in the home. Well,
Yes, sir.
actually, Jimmy changed it to two parent. A lot of people don't know that. And Ronald Reagan changed it back to one parent. Him and a woman named Margaret Hessler changed it back to one parent. So that's why I said sometimes, I say this stuff because I read a lot, and some, especially guys make fun of things that they don't understand. But it is what it is. But let me answer these two questions I think are important because I wrote it down. One of the brothers in the chat room said, if you be a good husband, you won't have to worry about somebody taking a child. I want you to look up the singer. What was her name? Jennifer, whatever her name was. She did Dream Girls.
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson. Please go look up Jennifer Hudson and her son. Jennifer Hudson, many people don't know, before she became famous, she was living with a Harvard lawyer who also was a WWE wrestler.
David
And this,
Otunga.
right.
Sorry.
And this gentleman was loving her when she was heavier set before she lost the weight. Okay. This woman, once she started making good on her finances, she was caught with a Christian, alleged Christian. Let me not trigger nobody.
You said
Alleged
she was
Christian.
caught where?
She was caught with a alleged Christian singer.
On the knees at the pulpit.
Let me just get through this story.
Yeah, because this is new stuff.
She was allegedly caught with a stringer. The son called his dad and told his dad what was going on. The mother, Jennifer, in fear of losing the child, went to the court and told the judge that Tonga was beating on the kid and all this. My point to the person in the chat room who said all you got to do is a good husband. No, sir. The Ronald Reagan law says that you can divorce for whatever reason. You can make whatever alleged conversation you want to. It doesn't matter if you're a good husband. The judge is trying to do what the judge is trying to do. Okay? And you need to have evidence to show that you're not that person. So Mr. Tonga, being a Harvard lawyer, was able to prevail and show that Jennifer lied. Now, nobody gives Jennifer flack on the fact that she lied. So the whole premise that all you got to be is a good person, there's just no evidence of that, sir. People can 80% of divorces are filed by our ladies. So, just that one example shows that it really doesn't matter. The other thing somebody said in the chat room, and I'll pass the mic after this. People said, "Oh, is that a test tube baby?" Our women have been doing test tube babies for 3 decades. 3 decades. Nobody makes fun of that. Nobody laughs and jokes about that. So you have a lot of fathers who got their money right, who got their property right. They're just going into these surrogacy situations. I found out about it from a white couple, and they introduced me to some black men who were doing it. So, and this was back in 2015. So I had to investigate, do my research. So this is just stuff that's an option out there, gentlemen. I mean, y'all can laugh at it. I mean, I thought it was different too. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be mad at no woman. I'm not angry at women. I'm not trying to hurt. I'm just trying to protect the connection between me and my future child. And I don't want any judge to get in between that. So if you guys find that funny, I feel sorry for you. I'm just doing what's best for me, so I don't have to be in one of these I hate women rooms and she took me on child support. I'm never going to be in that conversation. So I pass the mic.
Sir, what proof do you have that J Hood cheated on her man?
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that? I'm going to say, fuck that kind of lifestyle. I don't believe in no surrogacy. And it already sounds like you reached the point of giving up and having some type of disdain towards women. Because for any man to pursue that, you just looking to have a child through surrogacy, that's something different. A lot of people going to having surrogacy, surrogate children are people like women who can't give birth. They'll take their eggs, put in someone else. Sometimes gay couples do that who want children. They go about doing that. But to push that to men, to having kids through surrogacy, like, fuck that. That is bullshit. I don't think that's nothing that should be pushed into society and pushed on the people. That's almost like some agenda type bullshit. I think man should be able to lay on top of a woman and nut in her and have a goddamn child and raise them. So that's my thought.
Clips. I gotta mute your mics while he's talking because it sounds like somebody farted or either they sneezed or something. That was kind of weird. Let's have some mic decorum. Queen P. Then we're gonna, because I believe she was trying to get in. Then Clips. I did look up that story while he was talking about it. And they did have a custody battle. It did get nasty, and they ended up dropping those charges. He was cleared of all domestic charges. She did file a claim against him, saying he grabbed her son and shoved her out the bedroom because he claimed he confronted her about cheating on him with Molly Music is the guy's name. He confronted her about that, and she basically the police was called out. And yeah, that's what's going on. He
So
said,
I'm not gonna
basically,
come
it's
on your
true.
panel and lie, sir. I'm not gonna come
no,
on
No
your
one
panel
called
and
you a
lie.
liar. I just said just
no,
have
I
proof.
got it, y'all. Y'all gotta let me take the lead, please, please. So just to do some research, I didn't say you were sir. That's what we do. We always we fact check the things, we Google it when we talk about it. You say, hey, look it up. I looked it up. This was around 2017, and you said Jennifer is using she when she was on the show, she was using that to diss him. He was yeah, but basically that was the take on that Jennifer Hudson case. But thanks for bringing that up. And that was a crazy story. That kind of went under the radar. But yeah, he was cleared of all charges. They couldn't even take that to trial. They had no evidence of that. Um, but go ahead, Queen P, and then we're gonna let clips, and then we got Ty in here. Go ahead, Queen P.
Oh no, I think it already was answered because you did the research, unlike him. But I would just
Hey,
wanted to
Queen
know
P, let's
what
not do
proof.
that. Wait, Queen P, let's not do the little subtle jabs. I want to
Okay,
make sure we keep
I'm
everything up.
just saying he was
Yeah,
just
but we ain't got to do the jabs like
okay.
that. The little
Okay,
subtle
I can
jabs.
respect that.
Yeah,
But the
because it's
thing
too
that
bad.
okay, you're right, fine, I admit that. But my thing is, my comment was just basically what proof did he have? Because he's making this statement, but what proof did you have that she cheated? But you did the research, Mark,
We
and
still don't know
you
if
found
she
the
cheated.
info.
In front of
Well,
her.
we don't know, but you did do the research to find out what happened. I do know that they had a nasty, custody battle with their son. I know about all that, and he's like somebody saying that you don't lie. No one's calling you a liar, but like Mark said, if you're gonna say something, you need to have proof of what you're saying.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, but yeah, we don't know. Yeah, like we said, even what he said, that's why I had to adjust it slightly. We don't know for a fact she cheated. We know he confronted her about cheating, so that's fair enough. Let's move forward. That guy Clips. Thank you, Queen P, for understanding where I'm trying to make sure everybody feels respected here, and make sure everybody um know that hey, we're not trying to attack you. You know what I'm saying? Even if we disagree, we don't have to. Even if it's not intentional, sometimes it might be intentional, but we don't have to do that. We all adults here, and we're all professionals, right? In whatever we do. So that's it. Thank you so much, though. Go ahead, Clips. What you got for me?
To Mr. Research, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm actually I'm gonna adjust your crown and throw a couple flowers at your feet, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I've said for years men have no reproductive rights. Black men love their babies, and you brought up some great points that I've been saying for a while, but I like the way you worded them. Um, it's a legal bias that we all know, an implicit bias in custody or in domestic violence courts, where all a woman has to do is say something, and then it's a wrap, and then you've got to go through lengths to prove that it's not true. And sometimes these can be just tactics to delay and to try to just keep custody and use the child and weaponize the child just to hurt the man. And that is something that in Western society, a lot of women, and especially Black women through Planned Parenthood and the welfare system, have got this whole culture. That's what I was alluding to earlier, Queen P, when you got this culture of women who are proud to be single mothers. Because yes, I'm out here in 330. That's a come up to a lot of these chicks. I mean, for real, they talk about this openly. Like, this is the plan. You know what I'm saying? Find somebody with a halfway decent job, and you know what I'm saying, and work this dude. And if you ever feel wrong or whatever like that, or you want to feel like you want something else, yeah, you go ahead and play this role. And if he doesn't bow down and just let you just start keep milking him dry, you say this and you take his child away from him. I'm not getting in detail. I'm telling you, I've been through this. Like, this is what they do. And there's so many states in the United States where no, you could be married to the woman and you have zero claim to your child whatsoever until you go through a whole legal process. So it could actually be a healthy, non-toxic divorce. And she could say, okay, and get her with her new guy and get brand new out of nowhere, switch up. And before you know it, you're in a domestic violence court before you even can get to your custody court because she went and said you was mean to her. Literally. I'm not overgeneralizing. Like, this is something I deal with, not personally, and so not just personally, but I help people with their cases a lot of times because it's a passion project for me. And it's so crazy. I'm gonna give you your flowers again, Mr. Research. I don't 100% agree with you, but this is one more example of what I've been saying for the past 20 something years about the extremes that you have no idea that certain men go through to just be able to be in their child's life without having to dance around the mood swings of their mate.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Ty. Got my guy Ty here. What up, Ty? How you feel? What's the deal?
Oh, what's up? What's up, panel? What's up, everybody?
Talk to me.
I'm just trying to figure out where I start. Is marriage a business, or what we talking about? Child custody, or what?
Get in where you fit in, bro. Is marriage love or is it business? How do you feel about that? Let's start there.
It's both. Shit. Shit. You can't take love to the fucking when you get ready to buy a house or a car. So it's both. You know. I mean, you got to work together. But whoever makes the most money, I figure they get the most say. If my lady making half the money, she get half the say, and what how we gonna spend the money, and how we gonna do what we gonna do. If I'm making all the money, shit, I get all the say.
Interesting. The girl behind the mic said, "Hey, look, I don't care if I make more money, my husband make more money. He's the CEO. I plan the books, but even if I make more money than him, his word is." I heard somebody say this before. They was like, "Hey, my husband, my wife, I'm gonna mess this up," but it was like,
"Oh, she said her husband is her king, no matter." Well, she's a rare breed because most women they want a man to lighten their load, especially if they've had his kids and they still got to go out in the workforce. So, I mean, she's a rare breed then in that case.
Okay.
Because
what you think of my guy, Mr. Surrogate? Say, Mr. Damn, I don't call him Mr. Surrogate, Mr. Research. Sorry, Mr. Research. He said he's going through the process of having a surrogate with his child to have his child. He said he's done it. He's breaking it down. He got it down to the height. He's looking for a woman between a certain height. He wants the woman to have a math degree. For him, it's about bloodlines, and plus he don't want to get caught up in that child support system, or worse, somebody taking his child from him. And he's saying he's going the surrogate route. Do you have what's your thoughts on that? That's new to me. I never met anyone who did that, especially a black person.
No, I agree with Reggie. I got to lay down and do my own work on that one.
Do it in the cup. Put it in the cup. You did it before.
No.
Put it in the napkin.
If I got, I'm with Reggie. I got to lay down and bust that nut and go to sleep after I bust it. I'm straight. I'm with Reggie.
Nah, man, but okay, but look, but that comes with other problems. Mr. Surrogate Mr. Research ain't got to deal with that. He ain't got to deal with those problems.
So let me ask him something. If he has a surrogate, is he exempt from these child custody laws and all this other shit?
Yes, sir.
Man,
yeah, that's his child and his child alone. She can't take the baby from him. He's saying.
Nah, bro. If I'm having a baby, I'm finna lay down and nut in that woman, and that's just how that's gonna go.
Okay, fair enough. Man, y'all being kind of graphic. Can we say just like damn? It's ladies in here, man. Y'all.
Well, shit, they know
what? They're gonna demonetize this one, y'all. Y'all up here talking crazy. They already gonna take this one down. But let's pass it around. Let's open it back up. Go ahead, Mr. Research. I said it right this time.
No, very. I understand how the brothers are thinking about it. I mean, I totally get it. When
they just want to have a good time, Mr. Research. That's all it is.
When ladies first start doing this stuff, these brothers wasn't upset about it. They went along with it because that's what our women wanted to do. But when a man wants to exert his situation, it's a bad thing. Now I applaud the brothers for saying, hey, that's just not their thing. But look at it this way. I got one more quick story. We had a white guy who went over to who was in Colorado. He joined the military, was with his girlfriend. They had sex. He got called to Iraq. Now that's how long ago. This is back in the Bush and Cheney days. He got called to Iraq. His girl had a baby without telling him. She had a baby without telling him and gave the baby up for adoption without telling him. Now, according to laws, he don't have any rights. Okay. She died 2 years later. The baby was in the adoption thing. He comes back, heard that she died. They didn't stay in contact. Heard she died. He marries another white lady, and they are in their house. One day, he gets a bill for $60,000. This is a true story. Gets a bill for 60 grand, and the courts tell him, sign this paper and give us 60 grand because we've already placed your child in Virginia with a nice family. He's like,
So
whoa,
they
whoa,
went to the
whoa, I got
boys'
a
club.
kid? Yeah, and
Slow
she's
down. So
placed in
slow down.
Virginia.
I need some more details for this. So he's married.
Yep.
He goes away. He's on tour. So he's gone for a year, right?
No, it was actually like 4.
So, but during that time though, you come back and forth though. You don't just they don't
I
keep you
don't
there
know how
for a
it
year
happened.
straight.
I don't know how that part happened. I'm going by what the news report said. But he was away. And
Hey, what's
so,
his name? So we can Google this story.
okay, I'll grab it for you, but let me
And put it in the
let me
private
get
chat.
through
Put it in the private chat instead of the main
it.
chat.
Yeah, let me get through
I
it.
can pull it up. But
So
go ahead, give me
he
the story.
yeah, so and this happened a while ago. This been some years. It's been over 6 years since way over 6 years since this
Yeah, but
happened.
I'm a vet. He's a vet. I think Reggie's a vet. They don't keep you overseas 4 years straight, especially in the war zone. You come
Okay.
back home, you got R&R. Like, how does you not know your wife had a baby? Because that's 9 months. Okay, let's just say 10 months. She
Well,
pregnant.
nevertheless, what would have happened with the gentleman was he sat up here and had to fight the court system to get his own kid back.
But it wasn't his kid. It was a baby she had with somebody else, right?
No, it was his child.
Okay, I thought she got pregnant by somebody else while he
No,
was
no,
away.
no. She never told him about the baby.
Okay, now I'm with you.
Yeah, he was overseas. She never told him about the baby. She gave the baby up, and then she passed away. And then when he found about it, he was already married, and they trying to present him with a bill. And then he was like, well, no, just give me my child if it's my child. And then he had to fight the court system to get his own child back. My only point in bringing it up is I want to avoid those type of depression. Those things cause depression, man. Those things cause mental trauma for men. Men try to say that we gonna man up and deal with it, but we don't want to deal with that stuff, man. And so again, this ain't no hate for people who want to do it differently than I'm gonna do it. Do it your way. All I say is don't complain about the process if it doesn't go the way you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because the process is the process. So, to each their own, just make sure that, and to somebody else that said, how am I going to take care of the child? My plan is to have my child be in college by 16. I'm really, really on that. My plan is to be goofy with my kid, go places with my kid, do all type of Disneyland stuff with my kid. You know, uh, that's just how I look
With
at
your
it.
mom though, you don't think kids gonna feel left out when when the other kids talk about their mother? They're not gonna ask you, hey, where's my mom? How do you explain that?
Well, the same way a single mother explains it. You know what I'm saying? If a father passes away or is no longer around, the mother says, I'm going to do everything to fill that void. Well, I'm going to hire uh, feminine ladies or a feminine caretaker to pick up my child, if I'm not able to pick them up on time or meet them at the library and go over some extra work. I mean, that's just an extra couple of $100. You can get
That's a
that done.
nanny though. That's not their mom. When they say, hey,
No,
where's
you're absolutely right. I understand our community is really all about make sure the mother's there, but you got
no, no,
must
no, no, no. I'm
understand.
just no, not just that. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just trying to get a clear answer on this. Like, at some point, a child asks their mother, or where's my dad? They ask the dad, where's my mom? Just off of watching TV and cartoons, you see the mom and the dad. At some point, that conversation uh appears. How do you plan to deal with it?
The same way our single ladies deal with it. I'm gonna tell the child that I am the mom and the dad.
Mm.
It's the same. Our community accepts that when a mother tells the child that they're the same, and I don't think it should be different if a father does it.
Sorry about that. Somebody was laughing while you doing. Hey guys, look, let's respect everybody, and we don't have to unmute just to laugh at them. You know what I'm saying? If you disagree, let's try to be respectful.
Like I said, I understand because, hey, look, it's all good. I understand because
Yeah, but I have a responsibility though to make sure everybody.
no, and look, I applaud you too.
I don't want people to feel like, man, if I tell this story, people gonna laugh at me. Yeah, they probably gonna laugh.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like when people open up and try to be honest and share comments. It's our community just likes teasing. I mean, I'm used to it, to be honest. It is what it is. But thank you for being the type of host where you hold us accountable. I mean, but I'm gonna end it in this.
You chopping again? You chopping up? Say that part again.
Nobody likes the way I do it. So be it. I mean, I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not coming into your home telling you what to do. I'm not being disrespectful on this stage to nobody else's opinion.
Absolutely not.
Even, but if you guys think making fun of me will make you more powerful, I mean, keep rocking on, man.
Can I say something real quick?
Go for it, man. Just when he's talking though, don't do that while he's talking though, out of respect, because
I was just man, it seems like he's making the exception like the rule, and I understand the courts, the family courts and everything, they need reform, but I was reading this article a few years ago and it was kind of speaking to the fact, how those formative years, like a child really doesn't need their father up until like the age of maybe 5 or something like that. I mean, the father needs to be present, but as a child, you ain't really checking for your daddy like that. You know what I'm saying? You kinda checking for him, but you're really just looking for mother. Because my son, my ex-wife, she breastfed him for 30 months. Man, that dude wasn't thinking about me until he was about 4. So, man, I mean, if you're gonna hire some other woman to, nurture that child during those formative years, I hope it works. But ain't nothing like the love a woman gives for a baby that she carried 9 months.
And let me say this, because I agree with you, Ty, and it's like crazy listening to you, Mr. Research, because everything you basing all this stuff off, I haven't heard one of your personal experiences that has driven you to this point of where you have this kind of rage against women and stuff, and to where now you're bringing in life some unconventional, through some unconventional method. Like, it's crazy listening to you talk about that. Every time you bring a story up, you bring about what white folks have done. Like, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a black person's story or experience. I mean, when are you going to share your stories of some ill treatment you have suffered from a woman? Usually people base certain things and certain changes based on what they have personally experienced. You're basing this off of outside literature and outside studies and lectures from other people's experience. And you have ran away from women for what reason? I don't know, because you anticipate something's going to happen. Like, it is crazy to bring a child in this world and just thinking that you as a father is the most significant person in the child life. Like, that shit is crazy. Like Ty was saying, a child don't give a damn. I got 2 of them. My kids love me early on in them newborn stages to the first 2 years when they getting breast milk. I wasn't more important to them than their mom. They may think that shit now, but back then, no. Like, that shit is crazy as hell. Hearing you say this, almost like saying the brothers need to get kind of like get with what you're doing. Like, hell fucking no. Go ahead.
I want to reply to that before I let Mr. Research speak for himself. Reggie, I didn't hear any rage from this guy. You say he's rage. Let me finish. I didn't hear. I've heard now, and I've been doing this show about a year and a half. We don't heard rage up here. You know what I'm saying? Bitches ain't this, and the black woman ain't shit. Yo, I don't seen and heard some things up here that I prefer not to repeat, and that's why some of those people probably aren't around the show today, because I don't rock with that mentality, and I can't even fake kick it with you. A lot of times on these shows, I can fake kick it with some people because just for, hey, it's a show, you got to have an adverse opinion. Hey, I probably won't kick it with you in real life, but hey, it was cool hearing your opinion on the show. But I didn't hear the rage, and I didn't hear him say um other people should be doing this. He's just saying this is what he's doing. And the last point I wanted to say is I don't have to have a personal like, hey, look, if he had a personal experience like that, he's too late. When he's already messed up and caught up in the child support system. He don't have to experience that directly for him to say, hey, I don't want that to happen to me. Wise men learn from smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise men learn from the mistakes of others. Hey, look, I know who Magic Johnson is. I wear condoms, homie. I ain't got to have that personal experience. I was a combat medic. I seen what bad health can do to certain. I mean, I'm just saying, you get my point, Reggie. Like, you don't have to have a personal experience in that to have a valid point. But I want Mr. Research to speak for himself. Clips, please let him go. Go ahead, Mr. Research, because he did speak to you direct.
I mean, here's what I think some of you gentlemen don't understand. The host asked me to speak on it. I didn't. He asked me that in the back chat.
You good, man. You good?
No, I just think it's important for them to know that I'm not trying to push anything.
Right, yeah, you did. To be fair, you did talk to me in the private chat, and I asked you to share your journey.
I understand why you gentlemen hate me. I understand you don't have empathy for what I'm talking about. I get it. Matter of fact, let's just end this and move on to a different topic, because it just seemed like, the gentlemen are getting too overly triggered about how I choose to live my particular life. Look, gentlemen, I get it. If you're a type of guy who feel like, fathers mean nothing until their kids are 5 years old, that's cool if that's your philosophy. I have a different philosophy. It's not about white people either. It's just about being a dad, period. If I happen to mention white people, just like Jewish people have a bar mitzvah for their son in 6th grade, or Latins have a machismo, our community is not really about their boys. I'm about staying connected to our kids. Our community doesn't have a bar mitzvah or any celebration for boys. We're told that, women are more important. And to the brother who feels like I should be mad at women, I tell people all the time on my page, my fans, stop being angry at women. Women are human beings who make choices, and the laws are what they are. If you don't like the laws, change the laws. If you don't like the situation, do like I do and change your situation. Don't get mad at another human being. So, again, we as black men are trained that if you see a dude not putting a woman first, you want to attack him. You want to make sure he hurt. You want to insult him. That's just what we do in our community. The evidence is there. I'm doing nothing more than what our women have done for the past 30 years. I'm making a choice that I'm available to do without hurting anybody and without being angry at women. I'm not angry. Women are going to do what they do. Guys are going to do what they're going to do. I want to have a connection with my kid. I've seen too much nonsense. That's all it is, man. So I'm sorry you guys don't have empathy for my decision, but I'm just different from you guys. I mean, I'm not. Notice I haven't knocked you guys one time for your decision. I haven't said you're gonna get a child support issue like that. I haven't went back and forth with you gentlemen at no point in time. But let me move the microphone because it seems like people are getting upset. Let's talk about something totally different than my situation, please.
Absolutely. If you feel uncomfortable, I do apologize for that. I am trying to maintain.
Hey, let me say something to that, and I'm not going to be combative.
No, sir. Let's move on, please.
I just want to say this. I don't hate you. I was just sharing my opinion, just like you respectfully were sharing your opinion. That's all it was. It's just dialogue back and forth.
Yeah, I'm talking about, sir, when the person said "fuck that" and you sound this way. I'm not.
He's talking about Reggie.
I'm not talking about you, sir. So
you're talking about OG Reggie.
Had nothing to do with you, sir. I'm just saying this is no longer a conversation. This is something else now. So let's just move on, because I'm trying to open up and share because the host asked me to. But this is,
and I appreciate you sharing. And I thought it was you have a unique journey, a unique perspective, and I thought it was super dope. Uncle Kenny said, "You good with me? You good with me too, Mr. Research." And I do apologize if you felt like it was a hit job or something like that, because that's damn sure not my intentions.
Hey, Mark, can I say something about the surrogacy? But it's not towards him at all, but just like my own input about it.
Sure, and then we got to move forward
Okay.
out of respect for the guests.
I was gonna say because you mentioned that you never knew about any black person. There's plenty of people who do the surrogate route, and it could be because of age. Because a lot of people are getting married at an older age. They're not getting married as young as previous years. So sometimes you might be at that age. Look at Kim Kardashian. After her first child, all her other kids were through a surrogate. I'm not knocking it, to each his own and how they do things. Um, but there are also some people who consider surrogacy as a backup plan. Like, as you're getting older, if you haven't met that person that's your husband to be with, some people go that route and have a surrogate versus feeling like my biological clock is ticking. I need to just settle. I need to just have a baby with any man. And then now you're dealing with this person for X amount of years because you share a child together. Um, but there are plenty of people who have gone that route for different reasons, whether it's as a backup plan or whether it's because they're older in age and they can't have a child. Um, um, well, I was going to say about the situation with Tammy Roman, but I think
Yeah,
that
but these are
kind of
all
goes off a little
celebrities.
bit.
These are people on TV. I was just saying I have never met a person. I know uh what's the sister name? Angela Bassett. She did that.
Tammy
But
Roman even asked her husband to go. Well, she asked him to cheat because she's older, and they've tried to have kids, and it
yeah,
hasn't been successful.
absolutely. But all I was just saying, I have never met a person personally. Like I've heard about it, I've seen it on TV. Never talked to a man who has that journey of Mr. Research, and I thought it was truly remarkable.
Now
That he
that part
was,
is true. I never heard a man actually have that thought process either.
yeah, it's
But
pretty cool.
to each his
That's
own. If it works, do
absolutely.
you?
Shout out to my guy Big Suge, aka DJ Drum. He said marriage is both. Good conversation. Let me ask you guys this. Another question Queen P had for me in the chat and in the email. She said, should Valentine's Day be for women only? If it should include men, how and what would men want? Go ahead, Clips. I know you was trying to get on the other topic, but we since moved forward. Give me your
There
take
we
on
go.
this one.
I've listen, man. It's crazy because you got to, you're expected to, get some new things for, new dress, new shoes, new bracelet, new necklace, new ring, whatever, something new for a new car to get the same pussy you've been getting all year. That's crazy, but but I do think Valentine's Day should be about both partners. But once again, it's the societal construct to where you got Valentine's Day, Sweetest Day, all like this, and as you know, anybody who's a dad of a kid that's of a certain once the kids get to a certain age, when it's Father's Day, if you could just get left the fuck alone and watch the game, that was a good Father's Day. Like it's like dads have no holidays for real. It's so that would be nice if Valentine's Day and Sweetest Day was about both, not so catered to. Oh, you got to do this for the woman. You got to do this for the woman. But I don't see it coming no time soon.
Fellas, same question. Red, you want to take that one? Should Valentine's Day be for women only? If it should include men, what do men want?
I don't got an opinion on Valentine's. I think it's to each his own, man. I think it depends on if you got a woman you trying to, because everything's in the way society is structured is about a man trying to woo and a woman trying to reel her in. And sometimes some people got to go above and beyond with this type of expression to impress a woman. If that works for them, then that's what it is. For me, I never been into the gimmicky side of romance. I never been into it. I never been into someone needing to tell me a designated date that I'm supposed to express love. Like I ain't a Valentine's type. I've been known for being with women who get caught up in kind of these themes of expression to where I'll throw a woman off like that because I fuck around, won't buy them nothing, act like I forgot the date just for the sake of not being into gimmicky shit. So it's to each his own. I got no real opinion on Valentine's. I ain't into the shit like that.
Okay, same question, Mr. Research. Yes, you. Should Valentine's Day be just for women? If so, should it include men? And if so, what do men want?
Man, love is supposed to be about love. Romance is supposed to be about romance. I mean, initially this stuff was really for ladies, because guys were so dismissive back in the day. But if you really into the love and romance, it really should go both ways. That's just how I look at it. I think it's supposed to be a balanced experience. Sometimes, if our ladies are not showing appreciation to their husband and their boyfriends, sometimes they get one sided about how this relationship stuff goes.
All right. Todd, same question.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the combination of all the previous responses. Everything in life is transactional. So if I get you something, I want something in return, and vice versa. If she get me something, she gonna want something in return. So in the past in relationships, I've kind of felt women out. I get her something, and okay, she ain't got me nothing. All right, cool. Next holiday or next whatever, I'm gonna sit around. I'm gonna play crazy. Oh, I didn't even know it was a holiday. Oh, I didn't know nothing. I'm gonna let you lead the way this time. And if you don't want to lead the way, then that's the way the relationship gonna go. But you're gonna spend some bread on me. If you expect me to spend some bread on you, that's just how it is. Now as a man, I don't mind, doing a little extra for you, but you gonna come out your pocket for me too.
Mm. Go ahead. I'm gonna ask the ladies the same question. I know it's posed to the men, but let me ask the ladies. Girl behind the mic or Nick Rich, and then we'll let Queen P, who posed the question to us, go last. Which either one of you can take the lead. How do you guys feel about Valentine's Day?
Um, so, um, so here's what I'm gonna say because we got younger listeners also listening in, right? You should know your relationships. I think when you're
Man,
first
we all
knowing
some old heads in here, I think.
and if
Um,
there are people, if there are people out there listening to this, I'd like to give a little context. For myself, I've never cared about Valentine's. My husband did a good job when we got together, wowing me, making me happy. Well, not making me happy, but putting a smile on my face. But realistically, I've never been a girl that's like, oh my gosh, it's Valentine's. What are you going to get for me? And I never stopped him because that's what he was doing. We've been together for some time now. We're big ticket item couple per year. So this year he's like, if you want something for Valentine's Day, just go and buy it like that. So
hold on, slow down, sis. You said we are a big ticket couple. I never heard that. What does that mean?
So in our relationship now, the things that wow us are like he said, we were talking about something. It's been a couple of years. So he was like, I think I want me a so and so car. And I said, all right, well, let's see what we'll do in December. So that's our thing, and in my mind, I'm gonna try and surprise him. But that's what we do,
Oh,
you
that's what
know.
you mean. We buy a big item.
Big items that's for each other, so we don't even do this because we've been together for so long, so it's not like, oh, Valentine's dinner is gonna make any of us be like, oh, this is so romantic. And we do all of this little stuff already. So, and I don't like fresh flowers. um
Right.
but listen, when you are with someone, it should be reciprocal, like the gentleman said, because that's how we started off. I'm not a big Valentine's person type of girl. I'm different. But because my husband would get me a gift and I knew he was getting me a gift, I would get him something when we initially all got together. And it's always been reciprocal in that manner. So I think, I guess guys should get something too if
Reciprocal.
women get something.
I like that reciprocal. That sounds like a 69. Go ahead, Nick Rich. Tell me, how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
I don't do Valentine's Day at all.
Break it down.
Um, I don't do a lot of pagan holidays. Now, growing up, my dad always bought me Valentine's Day stuff. He would send flowers to me and have them delivered to school. So I grew up in a household where my dad would do all of the flowers and the hearts and the candies and this and that and the other. Um, Throughout dating and stuff, have I had Valentine's gifts given to me? Yes. But as I got older, my priorities shift, my um, understanding of what's important and what's not so important to me personally um, definitely um, impacts how I feel and how I approach things. So I don't, my husband knows to not even engage in the whole Valentine's Day thing with me because I'm not interested whatsoever.
Mm.
In
No
other
matter
words, he can keep his cheddar in his pockets.
but what even no matter what the gift is, you does it are you opposed to him buying gifts though, or is it just don't buy me a gift for Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
Because
just the whole no, not opposed to him buying gifts for me at all, but definitely the whole Valentine's Day thing and getting all wrapped up in this idea of show me love on this particular day through some flowers that are going to die 5 days from now. He already knows, and he laughs at me because he's like, yeah, she ain't that type of person.
she
So
passed that. We passed that.
yes,
Hey, look,
she's beyond that.
but look, that comes with your dad buying you those little like your dad. Man, you make me want to be that kind of dad now. I'm gonna just keep because
Oh, absolutely.
I bought my daughter some Valentine's Day candy this year.
Absolutely. Definitely shower your daughters. I grew up in a two-parent household. My parents got married at a very early age, and they're still married to this day. And
Oh,
and they only had one child. That was me. But my dad showed me what a husband should be like, showed me what a father should be like, showed me what a man in a household should be like. So I encourage you, Mark. Definitely shower your baby girl with some Valentine's Day stuff. So Tyrone in the back won't be making her feel like she's extra special because he got her something for Valentine's Day. She's like, no, my daddy already did that for me. I'm good.
right. My daddy got candy at the house already. I got flowers sent
Exactly.
to
I don't need your
school.
candy.
Yeah, had roses delivered to school. Come on. Um,
Yes.
that's crazy. That's dope. Go ahead, girl behind the mic. Talk to me. How do you feel about Valentine's Day? Should men be included? And what do you give a man for Valentine's Day? You know what we want, though. You already know what we want. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. But go ahead. What else do you get?
I think it's
Respectful.
Queen P's
Respectful.
turn now.
So
I
what?
spoke. I said I think it's Queen P's turn now. I spoke
Oh,
before.
I said girl behind the mic. I thought I said Queen P. I was looking right at her avatar, but that's what I meant. But go ahead, Queen P.
Um, I mean, I like the thought of Valentine's Day, but I'm not gonna lie. Philip, the love is real. Trust said it best. I think that if you're going to give a gift because you want to. It shouldn't be because of a specific holiday. Um, when it comes to a man celebrating Valentine's, I think it depends on one's relationship. Some men don't care to receive a gift on Valentine's. Some men may want one. So it's up to you to know your man or your spouse and know what they like and see if you can get that. Yes, we know obviously sex is something of importance. But I mean like an actual gift besides sex. If you have it often enough, it's not really something to be like, oh my God. But I
I
mean,
mean,
it
she
just
could do
depends.
something different though. She could come in there with a grapefruit, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's
Oh
this? Like, is this about to happen? What I finally? You've been watching those videos,
my God. I
okay? So
thought
you
you were
know,
gonna say girls trip.
could do
No,
something
he said the video.
different. Go
Because
ahead,
in
go ahead.
girls trip, she mentioned the grateful too.
Yeah,
But I mean, it depends. Every couple is different. Some people believe in the Valentine's Day. Some people don't care for it. Some people just give gifts whenever they see something that they think their significant other may like, and they just give it to them. It just depends. But if you know that celebrating that holiday is something important to you, then that's something you need to make sure you let your significant other know. And, you observe them and see what are the type of things that they would like. Maybe they want a massage, maybe they want sex besides sex, or maybe some other type of sex that they didn't have before, or maybe go on a trip. Who knows?
What other kind of sex is that? Tell us.
Really? I don't like somebody wrote it in the chat. They said a threesome.
detail.
They sat there and said a threesome or I don't know, some sex somewhere else. Who knows? Or role play. Hell if I know.
A
What? She said a
threesome,
threesome? What?
It
boy.
was in the chat. Oh my god, you
A three.
guys.
Oh boy, I thought I said, damn.
It was Mike
Gaming time.
wrote it. He said Valentine's threesome. Oh my god,
Hey,
really?
hey, hey, man, come on now. Stop all that snitching
Look, well,
now.
this is a
Come on,
judge-free
Hog
zone.
Hunter.
Look, y'all judging Mr.
I'm not
Research.
judging him at all.
Queen P, look, live your life. Don't let them distract
I'm
that man from a good Valentine's Day. Y'all messing him up.
No, I am not trying to stop Mike. Mike, I am supportive of you having an amazing Valentine and beyond. Okay, Mike, I am here for you. I want you to enjoy it all, sir. Every bit of
Queen,
it too.
Queen P, your mic popping a little bit. I don't know what's going on. There's some static in your line.
Queen
I don't
Minaj,
know.
that's her name. Queen Minaj.
Oh my God. No, Reggie. Can you hear me better now, Mark? Hello?
Oh,
Mark?
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
she's
like
Is it still
Stephon Diggs
popping or
did.
no?
nah, let me hear it. Say something else.
Okay.
Yeah, you good. You good. You good.
Yay. No, all I was saying, because he said what other type of thing you can do. So that was something in the chat. I mean, I'm not knocking Mike. Mike, enjoy you do you, sir. But, everybody's different. I mean, do what works for you.
Yeah, some people just riding in the car listening. They don't see the chat. So you as far as
Oh,
you
I'm
said that.
sorry.
Yeah, some
Okay,
people
Mike
just in the
wrote
car
a
enjoying the ride.
Valentine's threesome, y'all. And then,
Nah, you said it.
what? No, I didn't. You a hater. No, I didn't.
In their
Ugh,
version,
sex
look,
at the zoo. What the
by
hell?
the monkey cage. That's
Oh
some
my
stinking.
dear
That's some
God.
stinking sex right there, man. That's kind of wild. I ain't trying to have sex by the monkey cages, bro. Look, but look, let's
Wait a while,
that's
boy.
that is wild. Look, man, let me get back to this topic.
When them strong ass monkeys grab you.
Right.
Have a threesome with
Look,
the monkey.
let me do this. Hey, look, let me do this. Let me say this, man. As far as I go, look, my wife and look, I've been celebrating Valentine's Day, and then since I've always loved the idea of love, even as a kid. So look, I remember one time, you know how you had those little pouches on your desk at school, and everybody put Valentine's Day cards in everybody's thing. I remember I liked this girl one time so much. I ain't gonna say her name. I shouldn't say her name. Her name was Natasha. Um, I erased all of the names off my Valentine's Day card, and I wrote her name on every Valentine's Day card somebody gave me. Gave her all the Valentine's Day cards and all of my Valentine's Day candy from my Valentine's Day party. Man, I gave her a whole bag of candy. I kept me about 6 pieces, 5, 6 pieces. Other than that, she got all my candy in like second and third grade. Then I found out she was messing with this dude in my neighborhood. I shouldn't say his name. Terrence. His name was Terrence. Yeah, she was cheating on me with Terrence. But yeah, man. But I've always did the Valentine's Day thing, and it would. But now I'm getting older, and my wife, and she's like, "How you guys are?" She was like, "I don't want no flowers." She might just say, "Hey, look, just which, you know what I'm saying? Just spend some time with me. You know what I'm saying? Just kick it. Let's just get some Olive Garden." And I was like, "You want to go out?" She was like, "No, I don't want to go in there. Let's just get some takeout and come back to the crib." You know what I'm saying? Watch a movie. She might say, "Just give me some Ghirardellis." But I was like, "Shit, some Ghirardellis still in the cabinet." And she was like, "Oh yeah, well I'm good then on the candy." You know what I'm saying? Like it gets, but I still want to do things for her though, even though she told me not to. You still want to do those things. So I still got her some edible arrangement, chocolate covered strawberry. I know she likes those. But but she's so, I don't know, man. I think as you get older and you grow with somebody in a relationship, certain things don't mean as much as other things. Let me go to this. That was my take on it. But yeah, man, I just like some good old fashioned sex, man. More than that, I'm cool, man. But we gonna do that anyway, right? So then we gonna do that on the 13th and the 15th. Um, Thoughts about marriage of convenience. Nick Rich, take the lead on this. What's your thoughts on a marriage of convenience, and how does one feel about those, and how would they consider one in this day and age? This is the last topic of the night.
I don't want to have a narrow point of view when it comes to marriage of convenience because there are different cultures that will do arranged marriages or marry for um, stability, financial stability. And so, but outside of that context, traditionally Americans or people in Western cultures don't do that type of setup. They don't have that type of setup. I wouldn't recommend that someone get married out of convenience because what happens when the convenience is no longer available to you? Then what you got? Divorce court. So I wouldn't recommend that someone marry someone because they check boxes. Um, you've made a list and you say these are my requirements and this person checks all of the boxes, therefore I'm going to get married to them and it's not rooted in love. It's rooted on tangible things versus the most important thing, in my opinion, which is the intangible, the love aspect.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead, Mr. Research. How do you feel about marriages of convenience? And how does those work in this day and age?
You know, we don't have a lot of proof that they end well.
Mm.
But you know what? Everybody got their own journey. Love is work. You know what I'm saying? It's work. It's really working on yourself to be part of a team. That's how I look at it. You know, especially with a lady who may not have mastered her own self-checking
You
yet.
chopping again. You got a little static in your line, sir.
Okay, I apologize.
You good? You good now?
Somebody who you know, when you're dealing with a lady, sometimes that lady hasn't mastered herself, and you got to help her through some of that stuff. So I always tell dudes, man, you got to make sure you master who you are before you entertain another person coming to your life. You know, you got to master yourself because she needs a rock to be there, because sometimes, man, sometimes you gotta save a lady from herself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Sometimes a dude, he's not where he needs to be. And I always say women are the painters. They're like the artists of our lives. You know, they kind of make us a lot better and what have you. So I just think that the whole convenience, you know, I'm not gonna knock it, but I don't know how that works. But I just say, well, whatever you do, make sure that you're willing to self-check yourself to get through whatever decision you've done. That's how I look at it.
Dope. Go ahead, Queen P. Give me your take on this topic.
Hmm. I would want to marry for love. I would. That would be the ultimate. But I see why there are some people who do go into marriage of convenience. And I'm not talking about like the situation of an arranged marriage, but sometimes, say, for example, you may have two friends. You come up with an agreement. If we're not married or we're not in a relationship by X amount of age, then why don't we get married? Or you have people that also consider the fact of like household income, like the cost of living. It gets higher every year, and it's to the point where you do need a two income household just to be able to afford to live, no matter how small the place is that you're living at or how big it is. So, I mean, I don't knock those who do it, to each his own, but I personally would want to marry for love. But who knows?
Go ahead, Ty, and then we go to the ladies, and then we'll go back to the guys.
Nah, I don't think. I mean, I've never heard of anybody who's done it, but you know, if you're gonna get married to somebody, you gotta have chemistry. You gotta like each other. You gotta be able to get along. You know, you gotta be somebody you enjoy having fun with. Somebody you can just hang out with during the day. Somebody you just want to be around all the time. If it's kind of arranged, it seems kind of like a force fit. And you know, over time, you guys, it is not just not going to work. So I don't agree with it. But if it works to some people, it works. Well, they got a phone call.
Hold on. 862, what it do? What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, this I'm Ed. How you doing?
I'm good. What's your name, my brother?
I'm Ed.
Where you from?
From Jersey City, New Jersey.
Okay, talk to me. You got the floor. 2 minutes on the clock.
Oh yeah. No, it's just I hear a lot of these people talking about marriage and stuff like that, and what they don't realize is, and I think Nick Rich kind of alluded to that concept of societies or economies where the woman she just has to make that choice because of dependency, So a lot of people on the panel are talking just from this perspective of being just like, like the woman can do what she wants to. That's not the reality in a lot of parts of the world, where they just depend on this male personality to be the guiding, the one to. It's just a certain hierarchy that I think a lot of people are not aware of over here. So I just want to chime in over here, before where people who claim to be knowing certain things in a relationship don't even know the reality of their life for a lot of women around the world.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it, my friend.
All right, cool. Okay. All right.
All right, appreciate it.
Peace. All right. Interesting. Should anybody want to reply to that the caller before we move forward?
I don't know. Did he even make a point? I don't know. What was he saying? What was his point? It sounded like he was trying to say sound like he was trying to take a shot at somebody, but he never pulled the trigger.
I think he was agreeing with Nick Rich, but then again, I'm not sure about what his point was, but I think he was agreeing with her.
Davis Reed said the dude is confusing himself. Regular guy said caller is confusing me. I get it. I think he was just saying like it's cultural. How about that? It sounds like that in a nutshell. He was saying cultural differences, right? Maybe not. Who was it on? Who was it on? I think that was Todd. Todd, did you finish your point before the phone rang?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Pass the mic.
Let's go to the ladies. Go ahead, girl behind the mic. Then we'll go to the fellas.
Okay, so I'm gonna be facetious for a second.
All right.
And okay, so thinking about this specific question, it just resonated to me. And I said, well, is it not convenience? I mean, when you get together with someone, I don't know about what people look for really, everybody else, but the first thing I think that I was looking at was, okay, this ninja got a job, good. I ain't got to worry about that. How long you been at your job? Okay, good. I ain't got to worry about that. This ninja guy, you know what I mean? Like he's, in terms of seeing if we could go forward in even dating or talking, in other words. But were those things that I was looking at of convenience or not? You know what I mean? Because it's like then, because what I'm saying is, are we just going to marry people we don't like? She just looked nice. He just looked nice. Or is it one of those? Yeah, my wife is the vice president of the St. John's Hospital and she graduated summa cum laude and at Harvard. It's like, wasn't that like convenience? You know what I mean? I'm taking this whole convenience to a whole nother level. Because it's not, to me, the convenience part is not, oh, I'm marrying him because I've never had a house to live in and he has a 3-bedroom house and 2 baths. That's not what I'm looking at. I, in terms of when you start to court each other or get to know each other, yeah, you're gonna, oh, he's so cute, he's fine, he's mine. But the majority of it just doesn't rest on how you think he looks or she looks, or it's the back end. If you're thinking of spending a lifetime with someone, oh, he's responsible, okay, I'm seeing it up, you know what I mean? So that'll be convenient to me. The less thing I got to worry about, teaching people to balance their books, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I was just being facetious for a second. Like, are we not conveniently marrying people from our own interests? Because either, okay, we'll just boom boom get together or go forward, or you just want to pick somebody out of like, okay, we're homeless guy, come, you're with me, I think you look cute, I'll take care of you and everything like that. No, it's not like that. It's what else will be, oh, you got 3 kids, well, I really wanted to date somebody with 2 kids, but wait, he's got an 18-year-old, so okay, that works, it's convenient for me. Once again, what am I willing to put up with? What am I willing to tolerate? Yes, love is fine. All that holds everything together. Love and respect holds a relationship. But as human nature, are we doing everything conveniently for ourselves?
Interesting. Go ahead, Clips. Talk to me.
All marriages are marriages of convenience on some level. I ain't saying you don't love them, but ain't like you ain't love nobody else. I ain't saying you don't care for them. I ain't saying what you feel, but the fact that you are marrying them means that there is a convenience that makes sense. That makes the partnership and the cohabitation, it makes sense to where you say to yourself, why not? And that should be both people. And I'm not saying that to degrade the institution of marriage. And as far as marriage as a convenience, I think they're beautiful when they're respectful to both parties. I've seen it work. I've seen it get very ugly. But I've seen people get into them for all sorts of reasons. I've seen people get into them for strictly financial and business reasons. I'll leave it at that. There's 1,001 reasons why you could get two people to say, we know we're gonna, for better or worse, we're gonna be in each other's life. And so even though it may not be the Ozzy and Harriet ideal relationship, let's go on and make this thing official and get married. I've seen people do that even just for the tax benefits. Like for real. Actually, my one cousin actually divorced his wife, and they still lived together for 4 years because how things was breaking down, they got more money if they filed single than if they stayed married because of how their situation was working. I used to clown them all the time. God rest his soul.
But you can file, but you can file single and not get a divorce, though. You don't have to file.
Yeah, it was stupid. Thank you. They're like, we used to clown, like, what the? They probably, I don't know what it was going on, but I know people who just are convenient in the relationship, and some people who are more convenient in that marriage, and they are like, it's a sexless whatever marriage, but they are fine in this marriage. They ain't going nowhere. I've seen it.
Okay. Go ahead, Reg. You went first on that Valentine's Day topic, so close us out with this one on this one. What's your take on this?
Yeah, marriages out of convenience. No, I think marriage out of convenience are people who are lonely and need companionship. Now, if I found myself in that position, then yeah, I'll settle for that out of convenience. Like I say, I'm around a lot of elderly people, so I kind of learn from certain behaviors and from them. And a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people get desperate of just being alone for so long and needing someone around, kind of really to be there for someone to talk to. That becomes a big thing for elder folks as well, just needing someone to talk to, needing someone to take care of, someone to wake up to cook, and this and that. But myself, I couldn't do it out of a convenience thing because I want to make sure there's genuine love there. Especially me having kids. So that means me marrying somebody. That means you're gonna have to accept who my kids are. And now, not to push my kids on someone, but not to think that out of your need for, let's say, happiness. And there's another thing I believe in. It ain't my job to make someone happy. The person has to find that within themselves. Like we have to come into this controlling our emotions, being happy, and enjoying each other. So I add that into the aspects of how I would look at it. But this thing about convenience, is there true love behind it? Like what drives you to it? Is there just a point of desperation? You got into this point of life. Your earlier, are you at this point of being single through becoming a widow or something, or have you reached this point because of bad decisions, pushing away relationships? So there's many factors to looking for dealing with people who find marriage out of convenience. Meaning you would have just married anyone, just looking to settle for anything, settle for whatever just laid in your lap. So me, convenience, like I can't do it. Like I said, I'm already not a person that's big on marriage. For me, with marriage, it has to take time. It has to really be time put into that relationship. I'm looking to go, even before a marriage ideal come up to me, we got at least have like 5, it can be 10, 15 years in before I ever think about wanting to cross a line of doing marriage. Like you really have to, in this day and age, really go through, you gotta go through the fire, man. You have to go through that because you got to test whether a person's love is real. How do we got to go through ups and downs. So like I don't want a person find me, they're looking for convenience and I'm all the way up financially and shit. What are you looking to do with that? Are you looking for convenience because maybe I got something? You looking to take something, you thinking I'm gonna afford you something that you miss? Like it ain't gonna shake like that. So it has to be time put in. Like how do we deal when we have conflicts with each other? We fall out, we have an argument. How does that look? How long does that last? Like that's what you got to go through. So that's my opinion on it.
Did everybody get that take on that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, hold on. Let me add this one piece. Because I'll be talking to my homegirl and I brought this up to her because I thought this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen a female do to ruin something who's still searching and looking for love. Because this is she my homegirl, but me and her used to get close to being together. But when I talk this shit about me not wanting to get married because I don't want that rush, but she was with somebody for a significant number of years. And she was saying because they were together and she's putting this pressure because she's seeing this the other thing, the influence of outside people, seeing friends getting married, family members getting married. And she thinks it's about that point to where she been with this dude for this number of years, time for him to crack the question. So this dude presents her with I don't know if it's an engagement or promise ring. This chick flips out and breaks off the marriage. They lived together, they lived together, had been in a relationship with each other for 5 years. She broke that shit off because of an engagement ring, I believe, and she still ain't found nobody else. It's still trying to look for what she fucked over. A woman should not
Hold
put.
on, wait a minute. Hold on, slow down. So she didn't like the ring.
She didn't like the fact that this dude didn't push forward towards setting a wedding date. She got tired of them just being a couple, like this labeling type shit. She wanted the label as a wife. This thing of having the last name for when she have kids, the kids have the same last name, that kind of shit. I'm like, well, they're still your kids. And then now you have lost that, you have broken that shit off, and you still seek that person. That person has moved on and is now married with kids. Why she's still stuck in the same point. And I see that with a lot of the elders who I'm around, the elder couples and shit, and the elder singles. And a lot of them will get into stories about how they wish they wouldn't have broken something off. Even some women in relationships now to where they get tired, they get jaded about some shit, and they ready to leave the relationship and they step out and do other shit. A lot of times what you find those women who make those mistakes is trying to rekindle that relationship that they let go. Like they'll burn down the home to only look to walk back into the new one. But that's the crazy shit.
Go ahead. Somebody else was trying to say something else before you jump in. Go ahead.
I know I agreed with what Reggie said about it's nobody's job to make anybody happy. You know, love begins with self-love. It's cliche, but it's so true. If you don't truly love yourself, then you really can't love nobody, because even though you may truly have an affinity and an affection for this person, either Mr. Research was alluding to this, you know, you've got to be at peace with yourself. You can't be one of these people that's running around angry or anything like that, and not able to deal with disagreement, or not being able to work as a partner in a partnership, and really, you know what I'm saying, move as a team. I really, in my better relationships in my life, I've always told people that I found myself in moments where me and my girl could move with like a hive mind in certain moments. And I've always joked and said, I just wish, you know what I'm saying, I could have kept that moment with any of them, or with another female, where we know we just move, we keep our first of all first and keep going. You know, we keep going from that, not worrying about that. But I think a lot of times, a lot of people do get distracted worrying about the construct. And so if you love yourself and you're with someone who also loves themselves, then your love can begin on a firm and stable foundation. And then you can build, and everything you can build can be right and exact. Because without that self-love and truly being honest with yourself, you're never going to be honest with the person you with. And so, it's that house of cards. And right now we're in a society, I believe, that's based on house of cards because it's feelings, emotions. Most people are fucking resumes. All right. You don't even know. Like, I used to always tell people, don't even think about marrying. Like, first of all, y'all got to live together for at least 6 months to maybe a couple years before you even consider marrying them. Because do you understand? It's cool when y'all just going over each other's house or whatever and popping over every now and then. Things get different when you live with somebody. I'll leave it at that. Y'all can just chime in right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? As much as a lot of people want to rush to marriage, but it's like, nah, you got to make sure it works. And the first thing I think to make it work is making sure that you're willing to work on yourself, kind of like Fitness was saying. You've got to be able to be good.
Go ahead. Anybody can jump in. Go ahead.
Well, I'll say this. The beautiful thing about this marriage discussion is in 2017, Department of Justice said there are 85%. We actually rose 2%. 85% of those men who are married to Black women. And that's according to the paper filings. That's better than a statistic. That's actually paperwork. So I will say this. We have something beautiful happening. It's just that we got to start celebrating this stuff more. When this stuff went up to 85%, it was 83% back in 2014, and then back in 2010, it was at 42%. So we've done a lot of work, but we don't celebrate it like we should to make sure that the newly born people see it as a plus. We're using the power of the internet to speak against each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. So also for anybody who's interested, out here in the Bay Area, we have something called the Black Joy Parade, where we have Black people fly in from everywhere to parade with us. We have it February every year. This will be number 5 that we're doing. And so if anybody's interested in Googling it, just to look at it, donate to it, whatever the case may be, or one day fly out, it's a beautiful thing to see white people in awe as all Black people get together non-violently and just party together.
Go ahead. Anybody want to reply?
What type of celebration you said it was? Say that again, brother.
Just Google it. It's called the Black Joy Parade. It's something we do here. Huey Newton out here with the Black Panthers, he left a legacy of Blackness. And we just do a lot of Black stuff here. Black Cowboy Parade. We have Black Caribbean, and Black Joy Parade was created five years ago. We just have it every year, and people are flying in from LA to be part of it. It's a beautiful thing.
And what the hell you do at the Joy Parade?
You parade, bro. It ain't no, and it ain't no sexuality or no anti-male stuff. It's just parade. All these different groups. You got the Omegas, you got the Deltas, you got children's groups. I donate to something called Black Teachers Project. You got them walking down there. Schools. You got all types of stuff. It's just Black people showing that we come together. Great. But my other point to what the host was saying was about marriages. The topic is marriages. I just think that it's a beautiful thing that we're rising our marriage numbers, and those things should be celebrated. And that's the only reason I mentioned the parade about celebrating things. That's all.
That sounds dope.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that sounds dope, man. That's up there in the Bay Area. That's dope. Yeah, you threw me off with that.
I got this right here. I took a screenshot for it. For those who don't know, here you go. Uh, this is from their website on their About Us page, and it basically just says. The Black Joy Parade is a hyper-positive nonprofit organization based in Oakland, California that celebrates the Black experience and the community's contribution to history and culture and its signature parade and celebration, partnership, and events. Their mission, the Black Joy Parade exists to provide the Black community and allies a live experience that celebrates our influence on cultures past, present, and future. We will unite a diverse community by creating a space to express each other. I'm sorry, a space to express each of our unique contributions to the Black experience. We invite you to celebrate creatively with it and be present, be free. There you go.
Yeah, sometimes you got white people on the outside and Asians on the outside talking about what are y'all doing? Oh, we just celebrate being Black, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. So it's the first, just sharing something different, man. That's all.
All right, cool.
Y'all out there selling drinks? Y'all got drinks and weed in there too?
Weed is legal out here, bro.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
What's going on, Reg? What's this?
The Joy Parade.
What am I looking at here? What's this?
Yeah,
Joy Parade.
I think he
What's
picked one of the groups doing some type of step dancing. I don't know.
Yeah, they having some joy.
Look for the brothers.
There's some girls there too in the back there. I saw some girls in the orange, right?
Yeah, there was.
There's some women in here. These are women, right, Reggie? Don't set me up.
Those were some thick women right there.
They'll zoom in
You,
on
even
that.
you even got the Mason brothers up in here. You got the Israelites brothers, all type of groups.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm glad you promoted that. Cool.
I think Reg was trying to make it out to be something else.
No, I'm checking. I'm making sure it ain't something else.
You said you gonna make sure you tear it down, huh, Reg?
Yeah, I ain't trying to fall into no shit.
Reggie P.
Right. We won't let that. I feel you, Reg. You gotta be careful what we promoting, right? I didn't even. Yeah,
no, I respect that.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, look, man, I looked it up, man. I still don't understand like what they do far as having a parade. Like, what are they doing for the community? Like, I don't see what they. It says we're celebrating our contributions in a creative space, and we're be creative, be open, be present, be free. Like,
yeah, for us it's kind of different out here because we're all sons and daughters of Black Panthers. Out here it's totally different. We don't have a lot of gangs as far as the Crips, Blood, stuff like that. We don't have that type of stuff. We have.
Hold on, what part of California you at where y'all don't have Crips and Bloods? Because we got them in North Carolina.
I'm in Oakland. The Crips and Bloods got kicked out of here back in the 70s. The Panthers kicked them all out. So we don't have
no Crips and Bloods in Oakland.
Yeah, no, we that's in Sacramento and LA. We don't really rock with that out here. If they out here visiting. They ain't they ain't staying because we don't get down with that.
Y'all don't be block banging out there.
No. We do have sections. But the thing about our sections is you can come into anybody's section as long as you ain't causing no problem. It ain't like Chicago or Gary, Indiana, to where people like, what you doing up in here? As long as you ain't causing no problem. We got a lot of love out here in the Bay. So with the parade, the whole point of the parade is to show outsiders how much we love each other, and it's just a great thing, man. We don't have no problem. We have a little mini concerts. T-Pain was here last time, and how it connects to the marriages and stuff is, there's a lot of stuff we do before the parade. Like I'm part of a thing where these guys are counseling other guys, and it's a lot of stuff, man. So we just, it's just a beautiful thing. But back to the marriages, I want to make sure we highlight that the marriages are rising, and that's a great thing, and that really needs to be celebrated.
Absolutely. Okay, so and it's a nonprofit organization, so All right, and you can donate through their website. What does Yeah, I guess I just challenge everybody to do your own research and find out more about their initiative. How about that? Anybody got anything else they want to add? Because other than that, man, shoot, I think we could end this one, man. I think I'm done. Wow, short show, but hey, I ain't got to stretch it out to the sunrise tonight. Shoot, I'm good. I had a good conversation with you all. This was interesting.
Let's go to 5 a.m., bro.
Go for it. Let's do it. On with the shits. Let's go. We're gonna have to change the thumbnail and the topic. I don't think we're gonna stay on this for 5 hours.
Nah, man, go ahead.
I'm
Man,
out
let's
on
stay
this
on
one.
relationship
You
topic.
might have to jump into boxing, sir.
Yeah, everybody switch sides. Canelo ducking. It's racism. Bud Crawford is the best. Fuck
Y'all gonna have to stay on for boxing now. Y'all, I know y'all ladies can talk boxing.
Not really. I mean, well, not me anyway.
Yeah,
What
Sir
y'all
yeah.
behind
ladies
the
want to
mic, you
talk
know
about?
about boxing? Nick Rich, you know about boxing?
I don't know if
Yes,
Nick
ma'am.
did.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got Nick Rich. There's
We know
one.
Nick Rich from the boxing circles, but
Okay, there we go.
hold what we got. 469, you on the line. What's your name and where you calling from, family?
Peace, what up? This Brandon from Dallas. Salute to the panel. What's up, Mark?
What's up, neighbor?
Just listening to y'all cook till I had to, I want to stay in the background a lot of times because I want to learn. And a lot of times when I jump on them panels or when I'm calling, I can't learn nothing.
Mm.
So
We had a hell of a show tonight. A lot of stuff packed in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I see. So basically, I see you winding down. I wanted to learn more about their parade from their brother because I don't know who the brother is, but he's from Oakland. I can tell just by listening.
I'm gonna put the link
I
for it
wanna
in the
ask
chat
it.
so you can do your own research on it.
Yeah, I want to ask that brother a few questions because he said he's they sons and daughters of the Panthers, and right now I'm reading "This Side of Glory" by David Hilliard, and I was just wondering if he had any Panther stories because right now that's what I'm reading right now.
Well, I'm not going to derail the room, but I just say this. I grew up 2 blocks from Panther Park, which is the Infirmary Park. Our experience here as kids, we got to be part of that food program. You got to remember, those dudes was 24 and 22 years old changing the world. You know what I'm saying? Teaching white folks about gun laws and, all that type of stuff. They got rid of pimps. They got rid of a lot of stuff. You feel me? So that's why we call it town business, because there's a lot of love here. We may fight with each other, but outsiders can't really come here and do X, Y, Z. We barely let the San Francisco dudes come over here and do nonsense. So it is what it is. But I'll just say this: you'll come out and you'll see some houses painted with nothing but Panther paraphernalia. One of the sisters just painted her house with all of the Black Panther women. Just Google that, Oakland Black Panther Women House, and you'll see that house. So there's a lot of little stuff that we do, man. The Black Cowboy Parade is really important because you get a lot of knowledge about Buffalo Soldiers and what have you. So that's just how we are. We ain't perfect, you feel me? But it's more so anytime I get a chance to speak about blackness and Marq allowing us all to speak on the panel, I just try to share something different because that's the whole point, is to give people stuff different. And I'm glad people cross check and cross reference. Don't just believe me, do it yourself. You feel me? But the whole thing is for us not to have an echo chamber, to really grow, because now we got these different people in America, and they slowly but surely taking over. We can't be continuing to fight each other while our sons and daughters barely get jobs. We got our daughters taking boy jobs because they can't even get secretary jobs no more. We got our sons can't get nothing, so they still living in 1980 thinking that selling dope is the way. So we got a lot of things that happen, man, and I just try to provide different information. That's all I try to do, bro.
All right, Brandon, did you have anything else to add before we let everybody get their final words?
No, sir. It's keep up the good work, Mark, and we enjoyed the show. I thought you was going to fire, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna end this one. I'll probably come back with another show real quick. I'm making a thumbnail for it now.
Mark, I gotta say. Oh, sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, go. What's up, Queen P? Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to say I like this new style you're doing, Mark. Cutting it off, having like separate, lives for each different topic. But I was gonna say, Mark, I put it in a private chat what Mr. Research was talking about. I believe that's what he's talking about.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna check it out right now. But go ahead, while you got the mic, go ahead, give me your final thoughts on everything we talked about, sister. Thank you for emailing me some good topics and sparking a good conversation, Queen P. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
And y'all give it up for Queen P neighborhood. She sent me this email. These are all her topics. So yeah, y'all know we love to do relationship talk over here. We used to do it, Nick Rich. We used to do boxing on Mondays, relationship talk on Wednesdays. No, it was box. Yeah. And hip hop on Fridays. But I felt like I was keeping my audience too separate, so I just started mixing it up. I was missing certain events because I already had my mindset. This is what we're talking about on Wednesday. So I was missing other topics that we could have, should have been talking about. So yeah, we just mixing it up now. So as well, if you had any cool ideas that you want to bring to the neighborhood, you're more than welcome to email them to me. Say, hey man, how do you feel about this topic? And we'll definitely check it out and get it right on the show. But go ahead, Queen P. But thank you again for these for sparking this great conversation, sis.
No problem. What's the first topic? I know you said I know one of them was about marriage of convenience. Then there was the other one about Valentine's Day, if it's
Got
strictly
you
for
right
men
here.
or women. Oh,
Yeah, I got you right here. It's in the description block. Is marriage about love or business? You
hmm
want to start there?
sure.
All right,
I
give me
think
your
it
final
could.
thoughts. And
Oh,
hold on,
sorry.
real quick. Let me say this. While I'm doing final thoughts, if you got a moderator's wrench, you got anything you want to plug and promote, this is the time where you can put that in the chat. Like put your business, your IG, your Twitter. While we doing these final thoughts, tell people how they can promote, how they can support your business or whatever you got going on. Go ahead, sis. You got the floor.
In regards to marriage of convenience, or was it about love or business? I think it could be about both. And I'm not looking at just, you know, those who have an arranged marriage, which is a factor as well. But I mean, you have those that look at the business side when it comes to the possibility of a divorce. Because, yes, we want to go in there with love, but there is that possibility of a divorce. And then what if you have business properties together, assets, and splitting it down the middle? Not to even mention if you have kids and making sure you come up with an arrangement that's feasible. Because you have a lot of men who are like, I don't want to be a weekend dad to my kid. Um, in regard to the other topic that you mentioned about, well, wait.
Which was uh Valentine's Day.
Oh,
So Valentine's Day
um,
be only for men.
I mean,
And
it
then the
depends.
last one was marriage of convenience.
Okay. It just depends because everybody's different. Like in the panel on the chat, you have people that gave different responses. Some people don't care for Valentine's Day. Some people, Valentine's Day is every day for them. So it's not just a specific holiday. Some people, as you get older, you just want to spend time with your significant other. You don't care. I know at one of my old jobs, I'm not gonna lie, me and other ladies, we used to look at our coworker because her husband used to give her flowers every time, like clockwork on Valentine's Day. So we were like, ooh, what he's gonna give her this time? Like, what he gonna do this time? And then she talked about all the things that they would do, when they got home in regards to spending time with each other or going out to eat. And, and she talked about that they did this all the time. It wasn't just for Valentine's Day. He just gave her that as just a little gift.
Mm,
But the surprise was at home for later.
so
But if you are someone that wants to be celebrated, I think that's something you should discuss with your partner and make sure y'all on the same boat with that because you might have a partner who doesn't care.
mm,
Um, Thoughts
marriage of
about oh
convenience.
oh to each his own. I mean, while I don't knock those who do it. Everybody has their reasons for why they do it. I don't knock those who decide to do it. Me personally, I'd rather marry for love. But I'm not gonna lie, if I'm getting older and I might consider that. I'm not gonna lie. Like honestly, even with Mr. Research when he was talking about the surrogacy, look. there are people that are doing the backup plan, okay? Like, instead of you feeling like you need to be pressured to have sex and have a child with any old random man, at least you know this way you're going to a sperm clinic to have a baby. Even though some people might call that a test tube baby or whatever they want to call it, teach his own, but yeah, teach his own. I think that's going to be my mantra, to each his or her own.
All right, since you got anything you want to plug and promote before I let you go?
No, but I'm about to plug some of these other people who got a channel.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anybody want to go next and give me their final thoughts on this topic, please?
Yeah, I'll give my final thoughts. Man, the marriage thing, it has to be weighed. I think people willing to put up with what they put up with. I think some people don't mind being used by their women. Some people are so infatuated with a woman, regardless of how effed up she treats them. They'll go through it and they put up with it, and that's on them. Other people would not put up with certain things. But sometimes a marriage is kind of a 50-50. Some of them are 80-20. Some of them are 100 to 0. But it's all with what people are willing to put up with. If you feel like a fool in it and you're willing to stay there, then I guess you just enjoy being that kind of fool. But then some relationships are really things of love where people learn to develop into growing and accepting each other. And then sometimes you get to that point to where you enjoy that person so much it ain't even just a sexual connection. It's a connection with the spirit of that person, and you tend to want to be there for each other. You look for the growth in one another, and you try to set things to where you're in a good space even when you're not there for one another anymore. Whether someone is no longer living on this earth, but you have done enough to where you have built that bond, that special, a special place within a relationship, which anyone should strive to want to kind of formulate that plan to where you enjoyed each other enough, you got enough out of each other, so that way you just feel fulfilled if one of y'all happen to leave before the other, and you secure to where that person doesn't have to worry. Those are accomplished relationships, and that's the way things should be thought out. People enjoy each other, devise their plans to set themselves down the future. And I think a lot of people fail in relationships because relationships are just based on today, and will just plan for tomorrow. We can't, if it's Monday, we can't think about Wednesday. That's just too much planning. Those are failed relationships. But that's my thoughts.
You want to plug your channel or anything, Reg?
Oh,
Please.
yeah. Man, I hate plugging this shit. We
Nah,
do that shit every day. Boxing
you, man.
Conversations with Reggie Owens, channel 1 and 2. I done fucked them, got another strike. So
How you do that? On which channel?
man, on my main one. But I lose one in like 12 days, so I'll be back down to 1. I was close to having no strikes.
How
So I'm
did you
back
get?
at
How
2.
did you get the trade? What did you put up? What was?
Man, that I put up the video with the that teacher who was yelling at the kids, and they put that shit as a strike, and I fucked up when I'm at work. When I seen the video was like no longer up, I didn't know it was a strike. I just thought they violate the policy and they took it down. As soon as I deleted that shit, it showed to where I couldn't appeal the damn strike on it. So I said, God damn it.
Yeah, what did they say was wrong? Like, that's crazy.
Anything with children, and they because it was saying something about children being hurt. And I'm like, damn, the kid that all was a teacher yelling at the kid. And I'm like, and the question, like, what would parents do? But from me deleting the video because it was taken down by YouTube, it was like you can't appeal. So I'm like, God damn.
Could you see the kids' faces or were they blurred out?
No, you can see the kid's face.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Well, it ain't no big thing. I once had 42,000 subscribers. Got my channel twisted. Got it back up to 22,000. Somebody saw a thumbnail of them and made a complaint. And, I stopped trying, man. I said, you know what? For me, it ain't even worth it no more.
Yeah, no, even if they take it, I like doing this YouTube shit. But the channel subscriptions don't be meaning shit to me. I can always start over and get back up. I just enjoy the conversation and topics. That's like what I enjoy about this. And even just being able to do speaking on here, because it opens you to be able to do presentation. So doing presentation in front of a company or a group, this shit helps with it.
Mm. What you mean, like as in being an orator or something?
Yeah. Whether you presenting something for work, maybe you got to do a presentation in front of work, speak at an engagement, you brought to speak in front of a panel or something, like you just open this being able to speak.
Okay, cool. So where you at with it? Say your channels again.
Oh yeah, boxing conversations with Reggie Owens and the backup channel, which I'm gonna be on from which I'm gonna be on my backup channel a lot since the strike on the main one. The same thing, boxing conversation with Reggie Owens too. Got my reading with reading with Reggie Owens, and then politics and news with Reggie Owens, and that's it.
All right. Anybody who's it on next? Anybody else want to give me their final thoughts? Nick Rich.
Thank you again, Mark, for allowing me to be on your panel.
I have no other way.
The first topic that we covered is marriage about love or is it a business? And after listening to all of the different opinions and ideas and thoughts on that particular subject, I went back and I just had to look at the definition of what a business is. And Oxford Dictionary defines a business as a person's regular occupation, profession, or trade. And then the second definition is the practice of making one's living by engaging in commerce. So, just by that strict definition, I'm going to stand true to my original thought process that marriage is about love. The next thing was should you treat marriage more like a business? And my answer to that question is no. I think you should treat marriage like it's a covenant. You're making an agreement. You're making an agreement and a vow to love, honor, cherish, and obey through sickness and in health until death do you part. So that's my constitution in regards to whether or not if I should be approaching marriage or as if it's a business. In terms of the Valentine's Day discussion, I think I've already covered that. Nah, I'm not that person, but to each their own. If you are a person that wants to celebrate Valentine's Day, um, by all means do so. It would be ideal if you do that, that it's a reciprocal type situation where it's not all of the woman getting the praise, because men like praise too. Men enjoy the woman catering to them and taking out special time and doing special things for them. So if you choose to do that on Valentine's Day, ideally, in my opinion, it should be a reciprocal type transaction. And then the thoughts about marriage of convenience. I appreciate girl behind the mic because she added a bit of nuance to that discussion in terms of saying, hey, of course, we're not going to just go out and marry just any old person. So there is some aspect of convenience that you're going to approach the relationship to, but just a strict definition of should you marry out of convenience? My answer to that is no. You should marry for love first, and and equally, you should be marrying someone that you are equally yoked with. And through making sure that you're equally yoked with, you're going to find out whether or not if you need a partner that has a job or is financially stable, how they view children, how they want to raise their children, religious beliefs, all of those things through the courting process, you'll find out whether or not if you're compatible and if you're equally yoked, and then therefore continue with that love through a union. So those are my thoughts. And again, thank you, Mark, for the discussion. It was great. I appreciate you so very much, and thank you, chat, because you guys had me rolling tonight.
You got anything else? You got anything you want to plug or promote, my sister, before I let you go?
No, I don't, Mark. But if you open up another chat about or another discussion about boxing, you know I'm all in. So
I might do another. I might do a game night real quick to celebrate us hitting 6K. Yeah, I might do a game night real quick. Who
my
knows?
husband is happily snoring with a smile on his face, so I got time.
All right, cool. I'll see you in a second then. All right. Make sure you got your notifications lit, or either check on the community tab. I posted over there.
Okay.
All
All
right. God
right.
bless. Peace. Cool. Shout out to Nick Rich, man. Hell of a guest. Hell of a guest. Really enjoyed the conversation. Clips, go ahead. Give me your final thoughts or anything you want to plug and promote.
Yeah. I think that marriage is I mean, love is important in all things, but I think that in modern day society and the best way to try to navigate cohabitation is to have a business like approach to your marriage. Um, thus making the marriage, whether we like to say it or not, a marriage of convenience. Um, Valentine's Day. I'm too big on equality and reciprocity in all things to where I wouldn't like I don't want to make it sound like I'm anti this or whatever. Because trust me, if it was like a holiday where it was all about guys, I'd probably be complaining about that. It's just my nature. So, but I can't say that it's I've known women who go hard. I'm not, so let me dial it back. I know women who go hard for they do. And you know what I'm saying? I've had women who show me some real love on their day to where that made me want to step it up more. So, I can't really call it some stupid shit because I've been there. I've been in points where, you want to express your love with, you know, actually doing something. And yeah, man, 6K, man. Respect to Marq Nash, man. I'm promoting the neighborhood, man. He said he doing a game night. What game night you doing?
I don't know. I might do hip hop boxing game night real quick.
I'm in.
See how it go. Just ask some random questions. Have some fun. Sometimes when we do, y'all see how I do it. One day we'll have a real heated show. The next day we'll have a light show just to keep the balance. I don't like all that stress shit, man. But we've been having some good shows lately. I've been cutting out less of the tension. Try to, as soon as I feel the tension coming, I try to let's tone it down and move forward. You know what I'm saying? And been guarding my panel too. You got to guard your energy, man. You got to guard your energy, man. Everybody don't need to sit beside you all night. Some people that can say what they want to say, then you just let them go. I appreciate you. But some people are agents of chaos, man. They pull up just to argue, just to debate, just to quote unquote have some free smoke with somebody. And I ain't got time for it, bro. I just got too much going on in real life. It's supposed to be fun. I'm supposed to be up here losing my voice arguing with nobody, or vice versa. So it's cool, man. Y'all blowing my hot, man. Trying to have a good time, crack some jokes, have a good conversation, and I'm high off life. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I ain't got time for it. But I appreciate you, man. Clips, plug anything you want to plug. I believe Queen P got it in the chat already.
Yeah, it's already in the chat, man. You already know what it is, man. The before and after party part 2. You can catch me on all streaming platforms. And yeah, man, go get that Edith, man. And go to that marqnash.com, man. Go to that marqnash.com and go on to support. And yeah, man, this is a great show, man. Shout out to all the ladies for your input. I always love when the panel is spread out amongst a full spectrum of opinions. And so, this was very enjoyable to be a part of. And I just love, anytime I can tap in with the neighborhood.
Right. That's why I don't want to tell people about their opinions, because that'll deter people from pulling up. They be like, man, I don't want to go over there. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers laughing at you, cutting you off, and you know what I'm saying? So even if you disagree, it's a way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And some people get the comedy twist part of the show. Some people don't. Some people, so it is what it is. But it is going to be a hip hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We got to let the jokes fly. You know why? Because life is serious enough. Thank you so much, Clips. Let me start clearing out the panel when people done. I love you, bro. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. God bless. Girl behind the mic. You got anything? You give me your final thoughts. Anything you want to plug already?
All right, thanks, Mark Nash. This was fun. So, just my final thoughts, real quick. We'll talk about the marriage of convenience. My main thing with relationships, I always say, is be careful or be mindful of how your relationship starts, because that is a determination or it is a depiction of how your relationship will sustain. So, if you start off on a soul based convenience relationship, what happens when that convenience runs out? And so, as it pertains to marriage, business, or love, my thoughts about that, after my personal experience, is that it's both business and love. I say that from my experience, and perhaps it's for me, in my experience from leadership, um, is where I look at how our house model functions. Now, of course, when we got together, my husband is the leader of the house, is the king of the castle, right? And so when we got together, trying to figure out each other's routines and so forth like that, we just we came to this flow where I realized he has his strengths and I have my strengths, and then he has his little weaknesses and I have my weaknesses. So whatever I'm good at, I do. So things like the Excel sheets, the balance sheets, and everything else as it pertains to the house, his thing is just like making the money, going to work. That's his thing. My thing is making the money and running the other aspects of the business. But we found out that that's what works for us. As we grew in our marriage, of course. So that's why I say, for my personal experience, it's both business and love, and it works out phenomenal. Nobody worries about if the taxes are done, all paperwork, everything. That's me. Secretary, accountant, CFO. That's me. And so let me see. Let me see. And then I always say business, love. Everyone has a different interpretation or whatever. People, because everyone is different. Um, we got together, we found each other, we loved each other, and I fell in love. Those that get it, get it. And so if it's marriages are based, my last point on this, if marriages are based solely on love, can anybody explain the divorce rate? All right, because love is supposed to be forever. So now we go on to the Valentine's Day. I've never been a gift person. I'm weird. I give people what I like. I just do cash cards and gift cards. But when we got together with my husband to wow me and woo me, he did what he did.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. He did what he did, but I never discouraged him. I never said, no, I don't like that, because I just know that, I know what, internally. So I appreciate every effort. And I'm just saying that for any women that are out there, if you kind of like me and you get gifts, don't be like, ew, or why did you get me this? Appreciate their gifts always, because you might deter or discourage people. All right. So surrogacy. This was an interesting topic. I'm going to do more research, find out, as it pertains to males, because this was really fascinating. And this was a new topic as well for me. And that, listen, my opinion is people have the right to live however they want to live. And I'm pretty sure you've done your research and your thorough research as it pertains to the surrogacy journey as a single parent and so forth. And my whole thing in life is, as long as somebody can protect the child, love the child, nurture the child, only because, that's always been my thing, protect the child. So you got that covered. That's good, because we need more people, because some of us are not having kids. So that's it. You can find me on Decoding Dreams Podcast with your host, Memory, and that's Decoding Dreams Podcast. You could Google that, and we do have links in the chat. And I do have a tree link in the chat with the rest of all my other links. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
I wouldn't have it no other way. Thank you so much for pulling up and contributing to the show. God bless. Go ahead, Mr. Research. Plug anything you want to plug. Give me your final thoughts on everything.
Yeah, nothing to plug, man. I ain't worried about plugging anything. This was great for me because I was doing my work. I got to get some stuff done before midnight. I was doing my work while I was having this conversation. It helps me a lot. You know what? When people listen back to the replay, I want them to pay attention to something. How angry some people get just because a guy is doing something different. You know, I know it's not intentional. I know it happened haphazardly. You know what I'm saying? You know, I I was looking at the chat, busting out laughing. You got people calling me names and stuff, and it's like, wow, just for doing something different than what we normally do. And that's what our community really needs to look at in regards to just, are we ready for these marriages? Are we easily upset when stuff don't go our way? For all you married people out there, you know that's important. If if the kid comes and says whatever the kid says, are you going to deal with that, or are you going to respond to them some type of way? We as our black community, we got to bring this pride back. Got to bring this honor and integrity back. We doing too much Stephen fetching, way too much. Now, as far as the title about convenience, I look at it like this. Look at what Wendy Williams is going through. She divorced her husband, and now she having all these problems. Irregardless of how bad her husband is, guess what? He had her protected. He
Mm.
had her protected. And now she's inviting him back into her life to get her business straight. Convenience. Marriage of convenience. It's been like that since back in the days in radio with them. Convenience. The other thing I say
Oh, so they
about
back
this,
together? Her and Kevin back together?
no. Kevin's back in her life to handle the business.
He's back. He's back being her manager.
No, not being her manager officially, just straightening out all of her stuff. So the first thing she did was reach out to his friend, which is a female, who's a lawyer. So that's documented. You can look that up. And
Oh,
Kevin is, Kevin's coming back, man. So because people don't understand how much of the business Kevin handled behind the scene. Even Charlemagne said this. They said Kevin was an iron fist, which allowed her to just be talent. You feel me? And so now I guess that's going to be fixed. Sherry Shepard is still going to have that show because at the end of the day, a lot of our women are realizing Wendy did not reinvest in herself the way she should. Uh, she just became a host, and Kevin made a deal that's different than the BET deal, which says that she's not just hosting the show, she's the show. But now, because of her quote unquote medical conditions, she can't do it. The point that I bring it up is that it's convenient. It's a marriage of convenience. I'm trying to stick to the title. The other thing about the business, hey, look, I want things to be about love. I really do. But just like the sister mentioned about the divorce rate, there is no divorce rate according to the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice said it's 50% for everybody. But then you'll look up here where people say, well, black men this or black. You can't, there's no way for you to judge a divorce rate based on race. You know why? Because when you go get divorced, there's no racial paperwork to fill out. So how do these people come up with these things of black men have this percent divorce rate, black women and white men have the best marriages? How do you judge that when there's no racial way to gather that information?
don't
Oh,
you
oh,
put that
there's
on?
ways. There's
It's,
ways.
it is
How?
other ways though, right? Like when you fill
No,
out taxes, jobs, don't you put
no,
married,
no, not,
divorced,
not
single,
for
race?
divorce. They don't do it like that.
No,
I
not
used
when
to
you
work
get
at
a
the CD.
divorce, but you fill out, are you married, single, or divorced? Like on job applications, you put your race up there too, right? Don't you put
Yeah,
that when
absolutely.
you filing for unemployment? They ask you, don't you put that on your taxes? Married, single, divorced, solid,
Yes,
married,
absolutely.
filing joint. No,
Absolutely. Now the question you got to ask: does the census use that to collect their data?
interesting.
And the census don't use that. I worked at the CDC on Clifton way back in the day, like 2005. They don't use that measure to collect their data. They
Cool.
use the Department of Justice. They use the actual census that they do. You got to remember the census in itself is a mathematical algebra expression. It ain't it ain't a real live number. It's a live number
based on them cross-referencing the paperwork and then cross-referencing the census. They don't use all those other measures to draft it. But
Cool.
you know, nevertheless, that's what it is. Now, if you do different research and you show Mr. Research is on some bullshit, then you come to Marq show. Then you come to Marq show and present the information, man. This ain't a competition. You know what I'm saying? Come to Marq show and give better information. The last thing I'll say is, man, recently I've been having a bunch of discussions with our African continental cousins, and you know, there's a lot of stuff they don't know about their own history. Whatever you do, man, whether it's this topic, boxing, MMA, or just black people treating each other better, make sure you research. Don't listen to me. Make sure you research and then come to Marq show and give the people what you found out. Because we so many times, Marq, get caught up into coming on Marq show or any show and making a speech, but we ain't got no receipts behind it. And I'm glad you went behind me to pull up many of the things I was talking about.
I do it with everybody.
Yeah, but I'm just glad you did it, because we need to do that out of a habit, because we got too many people on the internet trying to make rent money by just saying anything. Facts.
Check. I like that. All right, man. Man, thank you so much for your time and energy. You sure you ain't got nothing you plugging tonight?
Nah, bro. Nah,
what you know about hip hop?
And I got 45 minutes till midnight. I got to get 200 accounts done.
All right, man. Thank you so much, bro. God bless.
All right, bro. Yeah.
All right. I was gonna see if he was gonna pull up for our hip hop talk. He said he got to get back to work, so I appreciate it though. Thanks, Mr. Research. God bless him. Hey, man, it's been another great episode of Breaking Beats. You already know, man. This was a good show. Shout out to Queen P. Shout out to the girl behind the mic, Khan, and everybody who pulled up. Definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, man. Let me end this one. Let's get right back to it. I'll see y'all in a couple minutes. Look, I probably just gonna put the thumbnail as game night, but yeah, open discussion, man. Let's talk about it. Hip hop, boxing, game night. We probably play game night, or what we gonna get into, y'all? We done with this boxing talk for the night, right? We talk about it more. Yo, somebody said Kell Brook and Amir Khan got into like some racial stuff. Y'all know me, I like a little racial now. Y'all know I like a little racial conversation. I ain't gonna run from it. I like that. Love it. Love a little racial conversation. But they said Amir Khan and Kell Brook had some kind of racial conversation going on with that final face-off yesterday. I missed that. We'll talk about it. But yeah, let me create this new one, man. We'll pull up. We'll chop it up. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. Yeah, let's do this game night. He said, yeah, game night. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll see how it goes. It's your man, marqnash. Another great episode of Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. You already know how it goes. It's a hip-hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why? Because life is serious enough. Look, always remember, dreams require sleep. Goals require effort. Go out there and get your goals. It's your man, marqnash. Peace.